Guess the boss left. Keeping yourself out of trouble?
Nope.
No.
I am way, way behind.
And Chuck's been having those issues, and Chuck just needs to breathe for a couple minutes.
Yeah. That's what I need to do too when I get frustrated. Just
Yeah, just as long as you don't play my favorite game of see how long you can hold your breath.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be good.
the went to an estate sale today.
Did you?
Yeah, I picked up $57 worth of stuff, and I'm probably going to make about $700
Oh, that's nice.
with this being the prize.
Hmm.
Hello, hello.
That's old.
The last one sold on eBay for $570. I paid $8.
How's it going, Paula?
Good. Hang on one sec.
I'm running behind, but I'm trying to get stuff set up. Helped my friend today in the garage put a new cat back system on his truck and retrofitted some lights for his light bar.
Paula, so you excited to get your half sent back today?
I was super excited. Yep.
Now, and now he's in the kitchen cooking dinner because I didn't have time to get it done. I'm not even going to have time to eat. I'll have to do that.
Here she is.
Yeah.
Show off.
Super happy. Am I is that me with the feedback? I muted it. Hang on. Nope, I muted it. I'm going to just turn it off there. Okay. There.
Okay.
So Cajun Coin Hunter, hey Code Don, Coin Circle 2, Jason Patton, hello, hello.
Oh, am I on YouTube already?
Yes, you are.
I did not know that.
Mhm.
That's when I was starting this hangout just so we could get together for a minute or two.
You are live and in color.
Good thing I wasn't talking bad about people.
I know, right?
Well, I guess I better open up my YouTube then. Whoops. All right, mute that. Bring that up. There we go.
Hi, Koi.
Oh boy. What a day.
Sounds like a lot of people had problems today, man. Poor Chuck. He's really having a hard time.
Is he
Yeah.
trying to figure out that Google and OBS?
Yeah, yes, he is.
He has OBS issues. He got some other stuff going on. He's just stressed out.
He's a little OCD, so he wants everything to be perfect, which I get, you know. He runs a business, so, you know.
It took me a while to get it figured out.
Oh, I still don't have it figured out. Jeez. Half the time I have 3 streams going at the same time. I don't even know it.
Yeah. And I still can't do pictures.
Oh,
I
great.
still fight with doing pictures.
You mean email?
Yeah.
We have 4 emails so far, so
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
there's that.
Well, hello.
Well, we got Christopher here, and then Paula, and there's Shay.
Hi, Shay.
Hello.
Yeah, I still got 6 minutes. Yes. I can take a breather.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Chris.
How's it going?
How are you?
Not too bad. How's everybody else doing?
Good, I guess. I slept all day.
You slept
Oh,
all
you're
day?
going to be up all night now.
Yeah, there's staying up to 3 o'clock in the morning on just BS. And
It ain't,
No,
work,
does me in.
it ain't working for you?
I don't know how you guys do it.
We have no life. We don't have I don't have a job, so it's easy for me.
Well, this
Well,
is my job, so
You just have the best job. That's looking at coins all day, right?
I can't even stay up for an hour. I used to be able to when I was on Adderall. I got a lot of stuff done then.
hey, Blues, I didn't lose that 44S yet.
Hey, that's
That's a good accomplishment.
Guys,
that's wonderful.
we are live already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We
Yeah,
didn't know at first, but
I messed up. I thought I could start the hangouts.
you can. You just don't hit the go live at the bottom.
Yeah. I was going to try to get together a couple minutes beforehand, but now everyone can hear us, so we got to behave.
Yeah.
Can't talk bad about people.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know how to behave.
Yeah.
That's what I love about you, Christopher. You're endearing.
All right. What do I got? I still got a
Something
couple.
tells me this group of folks isn't really much of rumor mongering.
Huh? What?
Something tells me this group of folks right here that we have aren't much rumor mongers.
No.
I've never heard that before. That must be some part of some lingo I don't know.
I'm only into rumors if they're about me.
Yeah, we definitely have rumors about us.
Oh, whatever.
And then they're usually true, probably. But
Well, least some truth.
Some truth. There's always 3 sides, right?
That's
Yeah. You're right.
So do we really only have 3 people in chat?
well, it's a little early.
Looks like only 3 right now. Did
Just
anybody share the link to
I did.
Coin
Yeah,
Up?
Yeah,
the
I
link's
shared
all
it.
over the place.
I shared it
Okay.
to CoinOp, YouTuber, to Variety and Error page. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
they just don't like blues.
I'll have to search coins on Blue's channel more often because I found
Oh.
so much cool stuff the other night.
I know.
Lemonhead's having his auction. I'm not sure who else is on.
Well, it
that's
It's nice out right now, I think, in most of the country, too. So,
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had this blitzkrieg of a storm just pass over us. It was crazy. It was like
That
blue
why-
sky.
Is
And
that
then
why
all of a
Adriana
sudden-
had a headache last night?
Yeah.
Aw.
do you look for ways to use the word blitzkrieg? Because that was great. It reminds me of the Ramones. It reminds me of the Ramones, man.
I guess I should be careful. I am German.
Ah, guten Tag, Herr Seehofmaster.
I'm half German, but not the good half. I get it from my
Is there a
dad.
bad half?
Yeah,
there a bad-
my dad's side. They're all bad seeds over there.
Well, that's because they're German.
That's right.
And Coin Searcher 2. CJs Coins.
Ugh.
Agent Hunter, good to see y'all. Jason Patton.
hey, Chris Rhodes, there's a nice one for you.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is nice.
we've only seen that all over the place.
I know. Okay.
Time to put it
Yeah.
up for sale and get it off the shelf.
We like those RPMs.
Here's a nice one for you, Chris.
Yes, congratulations on that again, Paula. That is very nice.
Yay. So
I
excited.
saw you thanking Tim about that. Did he help you get that submitted?
Yeah.
Or
I actually bought it, like, I want to say a month and a half before Jeffrey and I went up to Bellingham to the coin show up there.
okay.
And I didn't know what to do with it. I knew I wanted to submit it. You know, I bought it. The guy didn't know it was the variety. I got it for a great price. And I had Tim look at it when I was up there, and he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, oh, I can send that in for you. So I was like, okay. And I was a little bit scared because I didn't know if it'd come back details or what. You know, I was like, should I slab it? And then if the judge breaks it out, you know, I didn't know what to do. Because a lot of times those old coins, you never know, you know. So he looked at it, though, and he said, no, I have no problem saying it'll come back. He said, I think it'll come back AU and straight grade. So I was very happy. Yeah, I actually showed it right after I bought it a couple times on Ken's stream. And, but yeah, I was very happy with that one.
I would be too.
I would have thought it would have graded a touch harder, but it's a straight grade. You can't complain.
Yeah, I thought it might too, but I think it's because it's so dark. You know, it's a really, really dark brown. And, you know, maybe it just doesn't have the eye appeal. I don't know, because the details, I looked at all the other AU50s, and in my opinion, mine had a lot stronger details, but it's my coin. So of course I'm going to think that. But you know, who knows? I mean, it's rotated. You know, I don't know what PCGS, what their standards are. So they sure had it for a long time. They had it for. God, when did we come back from Bellingham?
What, we went in middle of April?
Yeah, and it just came back. So.
What's that? What, middle of April? Month and a half. That's not bad for
Really?
grading a coin.
Well, it seemed
Month
like
and a half
lot.
isn't bad.
It seemed like a lot longer.
I'm
gonna share
I
this
don't
link.
know how long Tim waited before sending that in. So.
About a week and a half. He had just sent a shipment off to them, so he had to wait until he got a few more coins.
Okay.
A month and a half isn't bad, Paula.
No, I guess.
We got Roadrunner Coins joined us here.
I can't get my camera to work.
It was just working a second ago. There, it's on.
I see black.
Now I see you,
Better than seeing red.
but I don't have the YouTube link, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, you see my V nickel, right?
No, I see you frozen.
Well, how do I fix it?
Give me a sec. I'm starting to pull some photos.
Oh my goodness. I guess
Welcome, Wild Bill's Hobby.
y'all don't get to look at me tonight.
Go into your. Are you on OBS?
No.
Oh, go to your. I don't know how you. Can you deactivate and reactivate a camera on Hangouts? Unplug it and plug it back in, Blues.
Wait.
Welcome, Cunning Oak.
Yeah, you probably need to just deactivate it and activate it again in OBS.
He's not on OBS though.
No, he's not.
No, he's just using Hangout. I mean, mine would do that every once in a while on Hangouts too, and I just unplug it and plug it back in. Amber's here.
Amber, we got
Amber.
Amber joining us.
That's
Hi,
my
Amber.
sister's name. Amber is my sister's name.
Hope you all don't mind if I eat, because I didn't eat yet. I was out playing with my kids.
I just won't watch because then I'm gonna want to eat. I'm always eating on camera.
I gotta tell you, these little breakfast scramble things, you just crack an egg and put it in there, they're pretty good.
I've never heard of those.
Yeah.
Just give us a second, guys. Oh, thanks, Amber. Blues is having technical difficulties.
We got Chris Hurley with us now.
Hey, Chris. How are you?
You know, I'm not sure why it's saying top chat 3, but there's clearly more than 3 people here, so something must be going on with the YouTube.
We got 12.
Okay.
Put it on live chat, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I have that on my phone. I'm not really sure. I figured it out. Hey, there we go. Still says 3 for me, but either way, it doesn't matter. I can see
Maybe because only 3 have chatted so far. There's Brian Hooper.
We got Brian Hooper, Cindelicious.
There's Cindy. Happy birthday, Cindy.
Happy birthday.
And a happy birthday from me, too.
A Wild Bill shows 25.
Yeah. See, something's going on, but oh well. At least we have the people.
Coin Junkie, Les. Hi, Les. Liz is having technical difficulties. He's trying to figure out his camera shut off. So give us just a minute. I don't know where Ken is. He probably fell asleep.
How's it going, Les?
Let me see if I can wake him up.
Ken, good luck waking Ken up.
We've got the wind chimes.
Oh, me. I'll turn them off.
Oh, that's fine. I was just curious.
I'll turn them off. I'll turn them off. I'll shut my door.
Okay, this is weird.
Not answering.
I had never heard of a wind chime app that you could turn on and off.
Shut up, Shay.
Oh, that might be actually kind of cool.
I bet you there's one out there somewhere.
Probably. I'm gonna look it up.
Wake up, Ken. I'm gonna keep calling him.
Amber said you can turn off wind chimes. Yeah, apparently you can, Amber.
Throw a brick at it. That'll shut them up.
Only out west. Can anyone hear blues? I cannot.
No. He muted himself a second ago, but I don't know what's going on. Well, I guess we can go ahead and, oh, he's typing something. He typed a comma. Well, crap.
Now you did it.
Well, Ken's not answering. You guys want to just go ahead and start answering emails?
That's what I'm trying to do, but my window's not working.
Uh-oh.
I have to switch machines and be back.
Well, maybe we can introduce ourselves again. I'm sure most everybody knows who we are by now anyway.
Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris. Most of you recognize me from the coin op groups and a few other groups that I help run. I love varieties and errors. And tonight I'm going to be keeping a close eye on the YouTube chat because last week some people felt left out. We were kind of ignoring that, so that's our bad. We won't do that this week. I will be keeping a close eye on that. So Trey's Treasures is out there digging in the yard right now, so I hope you find some good stuff, Trey.
Is he digging for digging, Trey? Are you digging just to dig? Are you building sand castles? What are you doing?
No one knows who he is, or she. Could be a she. I don't know. I'm not real active on YouTube, so I don't know.
Mr. Daughtry has joined.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm trying to make sure that I'm not doing anything I don't want to be doing.
So you're not live on your channel?
Yeah.
That'd be okay because everybody's having problems tonight. So poor Blues can't get his camera to work.
All right, I'll be back in a minute or two. I need to switch machines because none of this stuff's working.
Okay. Apparently Jeffrey's having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here.
I'm just
I'll be right back.
Cause any of this.
It's all your fault, Chuck. Ooh.
Yeah. No.
What the
Rick,
heck?
I could mark my wind chimes.
Oh my gosh, is that you, Shay?
Shay.
Oh, I thought
Shay's always causing problems.
Yes, so. Now, why am I dark?
Did you spend too much time in the sun today?
No, I'm talking about my camera. Can you see me?
I can't see you.
no.
Nobody can
Nope.
see me because I have no clue what's going on here.
That's the same thing that Blues had.
Yeah, Chuck, if you need some help, just let me know. I can help you out.
Oh, dude,
What
I've
is
been all
it?
screwed up today. I have no idea what's going on.
We got it, Blues. It's okay.
Just trying to get OBS to work with Google Hangouts, and CJ was helping me on it. But what ended up occurring is I ended up on a live stream on YouTube. Had no idea that I was on the live stream. Sitting here talking on the phone and stuff. Had no idea that I was streaming live on YouTube. And now my camera doesn't work.
Are you on OBS right now?
No.
You're on Hangouts?
Yeah.
Oh my
I didn't
God.
open OBS at all.
That neither did Blues. That his camera wouldn't work either.
Okay, well, I don't know what happened, but I took the advice of CJ and changed some things around, and now nothing works right. So, and I don't know how to I don't know how to undo this because I don't know anything about the software I'm using.
Yeah, you probably have OBS locked as your virtual cam. Open OBS up and go into Tools
Uh-huh.
and unclick. Is it? Yeah, unclick virtual cam.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me see if I get this to work. For some reason, OBS isn't even coming up. There it is. Okay, tools.
Sorry, I'm eating, everybody. I'm just starving.
So stop virtual camera.
Stop it. And then on Hangouts, the little wheel,
Yeah.
go click on that and click on your other camera options. Your whatever camera you're using, integrated webcam or.
Oh, okay. I understand now. I think I get what I did wrong.
There you go.
Whoa, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, I need to shut down OBS again because it may be interfering.
Yeah, you have to shut it down.
Amber, the last thing I actually need is food. Believe me, I'm overweight.
Everybody needs food.
Hi, Les. How you doing?
Everybody's being very patient.
Yeah.
Hangouts can't use a selected camera without a working camera. The other participants won't be able to see you. I have no idea why my camera isn't working.
Is that what your little wheel, your settings wheel said?
That's what my settings is telling me. It's
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Now I'm working. I had to shut down OBS and then change the camera in Google.
Yeah.
Okay. This is ridiculous that things are so intertwined.
Yeah, you have it probably, like I have mine set up to automatically use OBS on Hangouts if OBS is open. If OBS isn't open, then my Hangouts will just use my virtual cam or my integrated cam or my, whichever one I switch to, I can switch.
Okay.
But if OBS is open, you probably have yours done, like mine, automatically set to use OBS whenever you go on.
Well,
We got
Chuck,
Jeffrey back.
while we have you, Chuck, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about yourself? Blues is having some technical difficulties, so.
Okay. Well, let me get the stream open. There we go. I had to get the stream open so I could see the chat. There we go. All right. I think I'm good to go. My name is Chuck Daughtry. I am addicted to Maduritos.
What the heck are those?
They're sweet plantain chips. They're actually, you know what plantains are? Platanos?
Yeah.
You slice them into really thin slices and cook them like chips, and they look a little bit like banana chips, but they don't really taste like bananas.
Right. Yeah, they're more on the potato.
That's what one of them looks like right there.
Oh.
And they're really, really good.
Where do you get them? Open?
You can get them from the grocery store around here.
Well, not here.
I don't know where they're packaged. They're probably packaged somewhere here in Florida.
Right, Amber?
Everybody's ordering pizza on the YouTube stream, and I'm a little jealous.
Pizza.
Really? Oh. I'll take pizza. Whoever wants to order.
Now I'm not going to want anything but those plantain chips.
Let's see. I run Coppercoins. I'm the owner of Coppercoins. The owner of LincolnCent.com, where I sell Lincoln Cents. Coppercoins is where I help people out with their Lincoln Cent information, along with the help of Jessica Johnson, Amber Panel, and Brady Douglas, who are my angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angel. And we do a lot of work. It's just I get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't go to bed until about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm working through most of that time. Putting rolls together, putting coins together, putting auctions together. We have a live auction on the YouTube channel for Coppercoins every Tuesday evening, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I would suggest that if you want to get some coins, especially Lincoln Cents at really good prices, come on by. Take a look. That's me.
What are you doing Tuesday? Like this Tuesday you did errors and varieties.
Yeah, this Tuesday is going to be singles, and I'm going to be doing a lot of earlier proof singles from the early 50s. And then there's not just Lincoln Cents. I've also got dimes and quarters and nickels. And I've got a bunch of higher grade Lincoln Cent slabs to go through. A lot of MS 66, 67 red stuff. Now I'm presenting to everyone. It tells me. Yeah, I've had a heck of a day.
Oh, Blues is probably like controlling it, even though he's not on camera.
Oh, okay.
He's still able to do like
I get it.
present, so.
I get it. So, has anyone not introduced yet?
Jeffrey hasn't, Shay hasn't, and everybody knows me.
Go ahead, Jeffrey.
So name's Jeffrey Shumar. I run the YouTube channel, Shumar Coin Chats. Specialty as of now is die progressions and die trends. So that's a whole rabbit hole in and of itself. Got started on Lincoln cents, wheat cents, varieties and errors, and that aspect. So varieties and errors lend pretty heavily on die progressions and trends. So.
All right.
Blues is introducing himself there on YouTube. Hi, everyone. Blues Coin.
I know he can't even hold up a sign right now.
Well, I guess I'm next. So I'm Shay Hoffmaster, and I have ManticCoins.com and Mantic Coins YouTube. We do a show on Saturdays where I teach you how to look for $half-dollar varieties and quarter varieties. We do coin roll hunts. On Wednesdays, we do a game night where everybody can come and play all the chat games with low cooldowns. And then on Sundays, I do an auction of various coins of all denominations and sets and other things. So all in all, keep quite busy trying to find good coins for auction, hunt rolls, look for varieties and errors, and add to my collection. So.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Paula Bluhm. I'm presenting. Thanks, Blues. I collect mostly Lincoln cents. Older coppers are my favorite, though. But I love errors and varieties. I'm just learning pretty much. I've been doing this about a year and a few months, and I'm slightly obsessed. And I do hangouts in my backyard, but I started doing some teaching stuff on my channel, but that's kind of on hold right now. So that's it. And Ken's a no-show.
No-show?
Okay, so I do have the first email pulled up here.
Ah, awesome.
If you guys want to move into emails here.
Yeah, let's do it. I've got Chris's loaded up, so when we move on.
Chuck,
Yeah, I've tried.
Amber to eat croutons.
Do what?
Chuck forced Amber to eat croutons. She doesn't have chips. She's eating croutons.
I love croutons.
Amber, honey,
Okay,
I'll
so
order you some Maduritos if you want them.
okay, so Trace Treasure sent this email in, and he goes, "I have a 1939 D nickel that appears to have a D under the mint mark. Use a toothpick and it's raised. What do you think?"
This is the same one we looked at last time, I think.
Yeah, I think he's already sent this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he sent it twice. I don't know.
Yep, same coin.
Yep, same coin.
Okay, that was just unread.
Same
then.
answer.
I recommend a term called pareidolia.
Yeah.
And pareidolia is a term that when you're expecting to see something, you can make it appear. And I frankly don't see anything on that nickel. And if it is there, forgive me, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I think there's something with humans that we tend to find patterns where there are none. We tend to think there are none. I mean, you can look at tile flooring and start to see patterns that appear to be two eyes and a mouth. I mean, it's just a natural phenomenon. I think that happens. And like Chuck says, when you have it in your head already that you see something, it really makes it appear stronger.
It happens, you see it a lot in the Facebook groups too. Someone will say, Does anybody else see this? And, of course, the answer is usually, no, it's just a scratch or something like that. But then because it's been suggested, other people will come on and go, oh, I see it. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. So there's a lot of power of suggestion there.
Absolutely.
And then you have to convince not one person, but 5 people that that's not Elvis.
Not Elvis. Jeffrey, you back with us? Everything working okay?
Maybe Elvis Costello.
Yeah, everything's good. I'm just pulling up more photos here.
Okay.
Hey, Frank's with us.
Good, we have a mod.
Mr. Coin Dragon.
There's a mod in there. Yay.
Oh,
Cunning Oak just found a Caribbean penny.
a Caribbean penny? Caribbean penny?
Caribbean
What-
penny.
From what country?
The Caribbean.
Yeah. That kind of includes Jamaica and Bermuda and Bahamas and all those other places.
I would, yeah. Cunning, what country is it from?
I'm going to guess Bahamas. It has a starfish. It's
I'm
Bahamas.
gonna go with Eastern Caribbean states. I don't even know if they made pennies, to be honest with you.
I've never heard of an Eastern Caribbean states.
Eastern Caribbean states for 500. Oh yeah, we got some mail pouring in now.
Name the 14 countries in South America. Go.
Tahiti.
Huh?
I am out of
Detector
this one. I failed geography.
I can Google it real quick.
Yeah, there's Guyana, Seychelles, there's Venezuela, Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, Chile, Argentina, Brazil. That's 9. Uruguay, Paraguay, that's 11. No, I know there's 3 more, but I'm not going to waste your time on it right now.
You even said that with an accent. That was kind of hot.
Paraguay.
Whoa, whoa.
Just saying it like it is.
Argentina.
I have no filter, you know me.
Let's see, Moderitos talking to you there.
Okay, you need to work with it. You show those one more time, and
What the fuck?
I don't know what I'm going to do, but
Oh, I forgot Bolivia. Thank you, Detector S. That's 13. And then Loompa Land. Of course.
Loompa Land.
Olympus?
I've heard of that.
That's right. Isn't that where they make the strawberry candy?
Maybe that's where Ken went. I know he was looking for a Loompa Loompa.
He's probably in Loompa Land shopping for more shirts.
That's where the Wang Doodles and the Snozwagglers or whatever eat the.
Yeah, the Sod Fairies. He's looking for that everlasting gobstopper.
Hey, Shay, there's an email I just marked as unread that I can't get the
Right.
photos to pull out there and bed it in.
For Shane?
Yes.
All right. Let me go ahead and load Chris's up. Or I have Chris's already ready to go. Let me do that.
Okay.
And then I'll go load those while we're talking about them.
That's
All right. So Chris says, I found this a couple of days ago, checked it against the 2019 DDOs on coppercoins.com. Don't believe there's a match. Can you confirm? Great forum.
Allow me to confirm.
Uh,
Let's take a look right now. Yeah, leave it on there for me. It's definitely not number 1. It's definitely not number 2. It's definitely not number 3. It's not number 4. Not number 5. Could be number 6. Let me check this. It's not number 6. And it is. Does not appear to be number 7. Check for. Let me present my camera or my page, and this is somebody can bring it up to me. This is die number 7. This looks the closest to what you've got. Mine's a little bit later die state here than yours will be, but if you can take a look for this little die dent above the R of Liberty, that would be one of your clues. And then there's a little speck of die damage above the B of Liberty.
The RTY looks different at the bottom.
Yeah, the bottom's more squared off on the example on your website, Chuck.
Okay. Well, then if that be the case, and this is not his coin is not die number 7, then I don't have it listed yet, which would not surprise me at all. This is 2019 after all.
Yeah.
There are going to be coins found all year long that I don't know about.
Yep, I still have about 6 or 7 of them set aside, waiting for you to give me the green light, Chuck.
Okay, so the see the die crack that I'm showing for that die does not match the die crack that I see in his. So it's a different die. The die crack is lower. If you go back to the picture of the top of the head that you're showing now, go back to yours, and I see die crack running from go down and that's part of it. Go left and go down a little bit. Up more. No, not that.
I'm pointing at
right there.
the computer like you're supposed to see what I'm pointing at.
Right there, and then go down and to the left more until you see that big black area. It's right on the top left of that big black area is where the die crack ends. So it goes from basically the front of the hair and makes a big giant curve around to the black area that's closest to the back of the head.
Wow.
Not the back of your head, Christopher.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But I would say that this is probably not die number 7 at this point. And given that, I'm going to say that's probably a new die.
Congratulations, Chris. But you already knew that, though, didn't you?
Probably so.
Yeah, Chris.
Another one for Chris.
Chris is very good. I mean, he's been finding all kinds of stuff for the last couple of years. I mean, unbelievable. Bravo, buddy.
Okay, so I got the images pulled from Daniel Raymond. And he asks, is there any doubling on this or anything unusual?
No, sir. That one's been flattened by circulation. Just letters just got mashed down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is mashed the right term to use in this particular case?
It worked.
It works? Okay.
Mush.
Smashed, flattened.
Schmushed.
Smush. I like smush.
Smush, smashed.
It's kind of like the Jewish word schmear.
Smear.
It's a seeping smell.
CJ.
Of course, I like just about everything that involves food.
All right, I've got one from Shane. And it says, sorry, pics taken with old iPhone. The first was an untouched roll of 89Ds. Found 12 of these in a roll. The two really bad ones are a state away and didn't have a flawless one to compare to. Not sure what that means. The two bad ones kind of resemble how paint looks after you apply stripper. What is this called? Have you seen it before? Second question is the weedy. Let me start with the first question and see what he's talking about here. This was first. Well, I see plating blisters.
That's exactly what it is.
I
see some spotting too.
Yeah, there's some spots around the edge of the first one.
Both of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's like what happens when you hold it with fingers.
See, split plating around the mint mark on the left coin.
Mhm.
So both of them have some issues, which is really common for Lincoln cents in the 80s, especially 83 through 86 issues, but 89 is common for it too.
And then second question is the Weedy. It kind of looks like a stamped over copper wire. You can see the letters stamped over it, although there's a ridge that sticks out. Broken die, maybe? Well, all right, let me see.
Ah. Some sort of residue on the coin that's been on it for a while.
That's all that is.
Looks like
Yeah.
tape.
I don't see it having been minted over anything, struck over anything. That looks like glue that had been applied to the coin and then came off later.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks
this-
like
Somebody
promotional penny is what that looks like.
Yeah,
Really
maybe
does
glued
look
to something.
Mhm.
Or
This
they're
gets
where they
asked
put,
so often. I mean, and what you can see is that the glue was on or got applied to it when the coin was relatively new because it's still nice and shiny in that spot.
Right.
And the rest of the coin was allowed to darken and tone with circulation and exposure to the elements, whereas covered areas stayed nice looking.
Right. In this particular case, it could also be where the coin the coin boards from back in the day often didn't hold the coins in really well, and sometimes people would actually put a dab of glue on the back of the coin so the coin board would hold it in. And then later, when somebody would buy the collection and break out the coins, there'd be glue on the back of the coin. They'd just toss it in a bucket and it get spent. And then after a while of circulation, the glue breaks off the back of the coin, so you've got a brown coin from circulation with a bunch of red underneath where the glue was. There you have it.
Ta-da!
Mystery solved.
all right. So I got Mr. Chris Rhodes photos pulled up here.
Oh, nice.
I don't know that guy.
He's
Who is
a
he?
weirdo. He's a
Who
little
knew
odd.
to the-
Who is that guy?
He's a little odd. He likes to dance around in his underwear.
Is he a paid member?
He's
Know that guy.
Paula, that wasn't my underwear. They were shorts. You goof.
Oh God. So Chris, did you want to say anything about this one?
Yeah, I just wanted to say 2 weeks ago I went to a coin show. I had a really good time. I was able to cherry pick a bunch of stuff. I got all kinds of piece dollar die clashes and a lot of I found a guy, and I've seen him at a couple of the shows, and he typically doesn't deal in errors or varieties, but this time he happened to have a little 3-ring binder with about 6 pages of errors and varieties. And I bought almost every single one of them. His prices were right, and the stuff was really cool. I went to another dealer who specializes in varieties, and his prices were a little high. I did buy a few things off of him. I bought some Jefferson nickel RPMs off of him, some wartime nickels. But he had this in the glass case, and I wanted to take a look at it. I've never owned an 8 reals. So I took it out and I was looking at it, and I realized it was a repunched date or an over date. But the cool thing about this coin is that it's the date that was punched last is actually an earlier date. So it's an 1821 over 22. I was able to find a little bit of documentation on it. I mean, that was so vivid. I saw it with my naked eye. I didn't even need a loop or anything to see that. And it was funny that the dealer didn't see it because he specializes in varieties. It's a shame it was holed and plugged, but it was still so cool. I just had to have it. I did find a little documentation on it, and that this isn't a normal 8 reals coin. Minted by Mexico. This was made by a special group of loyalists, and they used many different coins and restruck. I'm not going to say restruck because they weren't restruck, but they struck these these reals over other existing coins. So I'm not really sure exactly what this happened, but you can see down there for 1821, it is a known over date. And the coin itself, even without the overdate, because of the history of it and the fact that it wasn't minted by normal standards, is a relatively scarce coin on its own. So I just thought this was so cool. This is like my favorite cherry pick ever right now. So I just wanted to show it off. That's all.
That's decent.
Really cool. That guy like spent some time in the boxing ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like it's been cleaned a little bit.
I mean, you can tell it was harshly cleaned. I mean, that's obvious. Obviously, it was holed and plugged, but the details on this coin are so good. It's such a shame that it had such a rough life.
Just gives it more history.
EA in the listing on that meant that it was made at the Guadalajara Mint.
Yeah, where's the reverse picture, Shay? Yeah, GA. So Guadalajara, you said?
Yeah, it's Guadalajara
Yeah.
Mint.
Even though it was cleaned, whoever had it took really good care of it. They probably was a necklace or something like that. Because the detail's awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a decent mid-grade example.
Yeah.
I'm showing one that was not holed that's in far worse condition than this one for $180. So I don't know if it's trade-off with the hole for the detail, but I'd take the detail.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yep, I was very happy. I got a good price on it. It is for sale currently, but I may end up keeping it. I have a reserve on it, and I can't seem to get to the reserve, so I might keep this one. I'm not sure yet. It's pretty cool. I just wanted to show it off. That's all.
It's very cool.
Who's presenting now?
I don't think anybody is.
Well, Shay has something up on the screen.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got the next one pulled up. It's from Pocket Change Exchange. My first 001 doubled die.
Nice. That is one too.
very nice.
Yeah.
Lots of fun to find these.
Yeah, I see my
Can you
picture.
go back to the date? I just wanted saw it right off the bat on the date. I didn't see anything on the date. So
It's not on the date.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe,
there's a little bit of extra thickness to the top of the 7,
okay.
but over and all the largest thing is the LIB of Liberty.
Well, I have a screen. I have like chat in the way of that, so that's why I didn't see it. I'm like,
I could see it very clearly in the LIB of Liberty.
I couldn't. I was just looking at the date. That's all I could see because I have
Yeah.
chat and a screen over here blocking it, and I forgot that. I'm like, why is only the date showing?
I like that on the reverse, you can still see the die scratches on the coin.
Yeah.
Those die markers are so important sometimes. But even in that circulation, circulated condition, you can still see some of the die scratches on the bottom of the coin.
That's the one I cherry picked at a show.
Let me open you up there, Chuck, so I can take a good look at that. Nice.
I can't see Chuck either.
Blues would have to present me.
Oh, I can.
1971 at the MS65 red.
What?
Right.
Yeah, I'm constantly looking for this one.
It's this 1971 double die. It's the exact same die as the one on the screen. And this one's a 65 red, PCGS 65 red. I cherry picked this at a show for $1.25.
$1.25.
Yeah. I bought it
I'll tell you what, I love
19
those bargain bins. Those bargain bins are where I find my, that's where I cherry pick.
I found that one. It was in one of those the 3-ring binder presentation books that they stand up at an angle and you can just sit there with your glass and go through them. That's where I found that. And oddly enough, from a totally different dealer, the next year I found another one integrated 65 red too. And one dealer was from Tennessee and the other dealer was from Florida. They don't even know each other.
Oh, my Hangouts just froze.
All right, I'll grab the next one. Oh,
Lots of trouble tonight.
I know. I don't. Maybe it's YouTube, or I don't know. Maybe Google's having a problem or something.
Well, I don't see anybody presenting. I don't know is Shay on?
No, nobody's presenting right now.
Oh, okay.
Blues has to. Jay's pulling up another email.
So it's
I
really
just usually click on the icon at the bottom of the screen for whoever's talking or showing something.
all right, this one is also from Pocket Change. Says, "Is this a Clash die? It's a 1973D."
That looks like indirect design transfer. Progressive indirect design transfer. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Or possibly die subsidence. I'd probably lean more towards the design transfer.
I'm sorry, I drifted off. I was watching. What year is this? 1966?
73D.
73D.
73D. That's pretty common for that year. I would imagine that's a die subsidence. It's not in the right place to be a clash. That's pretty much what it is. The die's basically taking on the design of the other side through transference in it's like a weight thing. And the more you step on something and slide off, the more you're going to wear, and that's what happened. The die wears unevenly because of the way it's the tonnage used to mint it. So that's what's going on there.
That was the last.
Yeah, Amber said. Oops, sorry. I'm sorry. Amber just said she recently bought the entire bargain bin, and that's something I do all the time. I'll make them an offer. These dealers get tired of carrying these things all over the place. It's low dollar items, and if I see things that have potential in there, I'll just make them an offer on the entire bin, and I usually do really well with it. So good luck, Amber. Hopefully you find some good stuff in there.
I bought an entire dealer's table one time. I bought everything.
I'm not money bags.
I'm not money bags either. I had to scrape for the money, but it was worth it.
Okay, so I have a question on a coin that I found earlier in the week. So it's a 44S. And it has this little piece of metal poking out from the bottom left serif of that S.
I see it.
It's a die chip.
No, not die chip.
Crack.
Crack.
No, not a crack either. To me, I'm going to lean toward dieware on that.
Explain that. Explain, Chuck.
If it were a chip or a crack, which are basically the same thing, that would be a broken piece of the die.
Right.
A broken piece of the die, like on a buy error or on a die crack, is going to have very, very sharp and jagged edges. There are no sharp and jagged edges to that little piece of metal appearance hanging off the bottom serif of the S. It looks softer. It looks beveled. It looks like part of the design. The only way that you can get that is through either some sort of a repunching, like a repunch mint mark, or through dieware. And sometimes dieware, like if you look up at the corner of the first 4 of the date, you can see that there's just a little bit sticking out of it. That's part of the lower serif of the 4, but if you look a little bit farther over, you'll see a light spot. That light spot is actually a little bit of dieware starting to form on the edge of the 4. And it looks like the S may have the same thing going on down there at the bottom serif.
I almost think I see some radial flow lines starting at the bottom of the second 4 and going down as well.
Well, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you have a little bit.
Radio flow lines, yeah.
And you can also see, I mean, another thing that kind of helps me out a little bit with my diagnosis is that you can see that the mark on the S that he was asking about follows the same direction as the die flow lines in that area.
Well, the reason why I set this aside is because it was a DDR. And I just happened to see that extra little piece on that S.
You have an egg between the E and the P. That is a double die. You have
The
any
biggest
lines in the wheat airs?
this camera's not the best to really pick up too much of that, at
That
least.
44S was the first double die I ever found.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, DDR on the.
Yeah, it looks like it's a double die, but it's a pretty minor one. I don't know if it would be listed or not.
There's a couple in there. DDRs are, in my mind, really hard to attribute. I have a hard time attributing because you get down to 2 or 3 that look pretty darn close.
Well, here's a helper for you. Your obverse has a mint mark. That mint mark was placed into the die by hand. That mint mark is going to be in a position that can only be in a position for that die. So if you can match the doubling, the characteristics of the doubling, and you can match the exact location of the mint mark, I'm pretty sure you got a match on the die.
Yep.
Your obverse is also an infinitesimally small double die. Your 9 is a little extra thick.
Is it?
Yeah.
And mine was in crappy condition, but it was a easy one to see. The wheat stalks were super thick, and it was.
Yeah, Ant 2242 says they have a hard time telling the difference on those. And honestly, for those minor DDRs, the biggest tell is the dots at the top. If they're not perfectly round, it's a possibility that they are double die. Of course, they will get misshapen with wear and damage as well, but that's a good spot to start looking.
I see a 59D RPM number 1.
Yep. FS501.
Now you're just showing off.
It's who, me?
No, no, Jeffrey.
Yeah, so,
Do that, Chuck. You never do that.
This has been my primary focus in life for about 40 years. If I don't recognize that one, I'm in trouble.
so what I did the other night was I
I lost my
pulled a
check.
box of coins out from underneath of my desk. When I was on Blues the other night, I found 2 DDRs, that 59 FS501, and then that 25 RPM number 2.
25 what RPM number 2? S?
Yeah.
Yeah, 25 SRPM 2.
A little bit to the northwest.
Southwest.
I'm unfamiliar with one of the southwest. Oh, wait a minute. That is okay. Never mind. It shows the outside left curve of the S is showing like in the gap in the lower S.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I got one from Katie Scrapper, who asks, "Is this machine doubling? The Y in Liberty, the 9 in the date? This
like
was crazy."
Did you say scrapper like fighting?
Katie Scrapper, yeah.
That's so cool.
Or like you're collecting scrap.
That's
Don't
a
give me the wrong answer.
73. Oh, 71. Darn it. I was close. That's all machine doubling and damage.
Yep. For sure.
Nothing up my sleeve. But you do have a whole lot of like edge rim cuds running up and down the left side on the rim. That's what that is.
I had almost a whole roll of 64s with rim cuds, pretty much all the way around.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't do anything. They're back in the tube. I didn't find anything. I didn't find anything in my 2011s. Didn't find anything in the 2 rolls of 64s. Nothing.
Gosh, where'd you get those from?
The 64s?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The 11s, I know you got them from me, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but those were bank wrapped.
I know.
Paul, your camera's off. I don't know if you know or
I
not.
turned it off.
Okay.
She doesn't want anybody seeing her eat her margaritos.
Teddy Grahams.
And here I am eating my gator taters.
Oh my gosh. I have Teddy Grahams. I want some of those plantain chips. Nothing's going to sound good to me now. I'm going down to California Saturday, though, so I bet you I can find some there.
I would think
Liz,
so.
did you have any topics of discussion for tonight?
I was thinking of one, but I never really got a whole lot of response to it when we were talking about it. But that would be coin storage, the do's and don'ts of coin storage.
I'm afraid to say how I store mine.
No, it's not extorting, it's storing.
Okay, Trey, you're just rubbing it in now. Now he just finished his pizza. I got a play-by-play analysis on the pizza, ordering it, what kind he's getting, and now he just finished it. Man.
So what kind of pizza, it wouldn't matter.
He's lying. His mother's making him eat broccoli.
I love broccoli.
I love broccoli, too. Oh, my gosh. I love broccoli.
Broccoli's about the only thing I get to eat for free. Because
Do you grow it?
No. I mean, I have to buy it, but I get to eat it without counting it.
Oh,
Because it's free.
right.
Broccoli has nutrients, and it doesn't have any bad effects if you don't put a lot of butter and salt on it.
Well,
I was going to say, unless you drown it in butter like I do.
well, there are some bad effects.
Yes, Amber, free meaning it has absolutely no sugar and doesn't affect my diabetes at all.
Be a little gassy.
Okay, so Ant says they store with guardhouse flips and red boxes, then tubes and folders.
I'm okay with guardhouse flips. Here's a thing that you don't use.
Christopher?
I love them.
2x2 staple holders, not a good idea. Because the only way that you're going to get this coin out of here with no chance of damaging it is to actually cut the plastic and pop the coin through the holder. Because if you pull it apart, those staples could scratch that coin when you pull it out. Who was that?
Are you okay?
Paula.
Oh, God, my PTSD. Oh,
Did we scratch a coin?
Oh, yeah.
man.
She did.
Okay.
Beautiful V-nickel doing that.
Gorgeous coin. Just
That's a very good example right there. Why not to use those? Here's another thing I don't use. Because these little guys here, they're little brown craft paper envelopes. Problem with this, if you've got other coins, you might be okay. But if you've got copper, it's going to turn it brown. This is a really good way to turn a nice coin ugly.
what I do with those.
Yeah.
is you put it in a plastic. You put it in the PVC free plastic flip, and then put it in there, and it keeps it from opening up and coming out of the package.
Okay.
But that's it. Just
Well, and that completely makes sense.
So Trace Treasures just made a comment here, and this is where I'm at. He says he doesn't have a lot of money to spend on plastic, and I know it's not a large expense, but for me, I have 4 kids. I have a disabled wife, so I am coin collecting on a budget. So I do use cheap supplies, and I have no choice, because if I want to be a coin collector, I have to make every penny last. So I buy, it all depends on what I have. I mean, I'm working on a bunch of sets, and I have a lot of the older Whitman albums like this, but they are, I would call them the Dansko type, where you can see both sides of the coin. So I prefer that kind of stuff. So I want to see both sides of the coin. But for lower grade stuff, I mean, I collect Canadians. I'm trying to build a Canadian date set. So I put those in the 2x2s with staples, because I can get them cheap. And I put them in the 20 pocket pages in a 3-ring binder that I purchased at the Dollar Tree. So, I mean, I understand that you can damage the coins, and one thing I do hate seeing with those 2x2s with the staples is when they're in one of those red dealer boxes, because that's another way you're going to damage the coin is by pulling one out and it gets scratched by a staple from another one in front or behind it. So as long as you are aware of those things and take the proper precautions, you can use that stuff without causing damage to your coin. And as Chuck said, the only way to get it out of there with not damaging it is to pop it out through the plastic. And that's usually what I do. But I do see the advantage of the non-PVC, flips. I have those as well. I use them. So just be careful if you're going to buy that stuff. If you're on a budget and you're trying to find the cheapest ones, they may not be PVC free. So you got to be very careful with that.
If they smell like a shower curtain, they're bad.
I don't have one sitting up here. I would show both of them.
So one of the things that I did when I was first starting out, I was sent to the kitchen table. It's the only place I had to work, and I was going through tons of pennies and had nowhere to keep the pennies I had questions about. But my wife found this box here, and it was really great because it's got 100 tubes in it, and that means I can go. That's 10 decades. I mean, that's a lot of penny tubes that you get, and you can erase the numbers on top. You can, I have some Canadians in here. I have some early stuff. I have some Indian heads, but this was super for organizing and being able to just close it and pick it up and move it into the other room.
Hey, Dick, can you change to your desk camera because we can't see?
Oh yeah, sure.
And then just show us again so we can see.
There we go. So, I have them all labeled for each decade, and anytime I find something, strange for that year, I'll stick it in here. Or I'll also I have some that are like all BU, and just a whole roll of BU coins. And that way you can wrap them up later and sell them if you want to, all right? But yeah, that's 50 pennies times 100. You got enough to hold quite a few for a very long time. And you can easily take a few out to study them and put them back in, and then just there you go.
Yeah, see, I use that system for some of my inventory. Some of your wheats that are worth more than $1 that I help a lot of people put together sets and stuff, wheat cent sets. So I'll use that type of system for that. Use a lot of flips. I still do use cardboard flips just because with buying collections, buying from other dealers, sometimes it's just easier to leave it in the flip. A tip from Ken, okay? You have this here. Take yourself a toothpick. You want to go right next to that coin. Can go up around a little bit. Pops right out.
I believe that you were sitting right next to me when I destroyed that V-nickel, Jeffrey.
Yes.
Just saying.
Here's another one. There's an 1883 Indian head set. You want to go right along that edge. Can go up and down a little bit. And that thing will pop right out. That's a Ken trick, by the way. That's not my trick.
Oh, yeah. I always keep a thing full of toothpicks on the desk because they're very useful.
That's a nice vape you got there, Shay.
Yeah, change cameras.
That's what I have, Chuck.
What's that?
That's what I have.
What do you have?
Haagen-Dazs.
What's in that? That's not ice cream.
I almost picked up some ice cream. Adriana wanted.
Go right ahead and eat your plantain chip.
Okay.
So Les Wiley asked, are Canadian coins worth anything more than face value?
Yes.
Just like anything else, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Canadian coins, of older ones mostly, that can be quite valuable. On top of that, there's also a boatload of varieties and errors to look for, just like U.S. coins. So some people hate Canadian coins. There's one on this panel. I'm not going to mention any names. Oh, he raised his hand. I actually like them. I do like them. I mean, the obverse is kind of boring. I like the old King Georges, but I do like the maple leafs on the back of the pennies. I think that's a really cool design. And I'm just trying to build a date run. I have the largies all the way up through 2012, I believe, when was the last year they minted them. So, yeah, they can be valuable, just like anything else.
Yeah, I do the best I can to stay away from Canadian stuff. And the main reason for that is because I don't do Canadian coins, and not doing Canadian coins, when I find them like in a bankroll, if I find pennies in a bankroll or something, my OCD keeps me from being able to put it right back in the roll because it's technically illegal to do that. It's technically illegal to turn in Canadian coins as American coins. And I know nobody cares, but my OCD does. And it won't let me do that.
I'm willing to help you out, Chuck, if you just want to send them all to me. I mean,
I'll probably do that. I'll probably just put them in a box and send them.
I did not know that was illegal.
Yeah, it's technically illegal to pass off anything except U.S. currency as U.S. currency. So if you put them in a U.S. penny roll and you turn them into the bank for your 50 cents, you're technically committing a crime, it's probably a misdemeanor, by putting foreign coins or washers or anything else in wrappers and turning them into the bank. Here, I've got one thing before we move on.
Well, mine goes through a coin counter, so
I finally have both different types of flips. I found one. This one came out of the garbage because I was using it earlier. Okay, this one, you can see, you can listen to. No, here, let me do this. You can listen to how soft this is, and it bends. It's really pliable. Okay, and it kind of keeps its shape. This has PVC in it. This is dangerous to your coins. This one does not. This is one that I actually use. Now listen to this. Really hard, really stiff, and you can't bend it really, because if you try to bend it, you're going to break it, because they're a little more brittle, but they're far better for your coins because these are made of mylar and they don't contain any PVC. They're called
Jack, what brand do you use?
These are called these are from Megrig, but there's a number of different companies that make them, and as long as they're called archival safe PVC free flips, you're good to use them.
Yeah, I use Guardhouse archival.
There's also the thinner version, which I'll have to look for one of those because oh wait a minute, here it is. I got one right here. This is the kind that you send into like PCGS or NGC for grading. They're really hard too, but they're a lot thinner and they're kind of more cheaply made. And this is a 2.5 by 2.5 instead of a 2 by 2. And these are what they expect you to send into them when you're getting coins graded. And these are also PVC free.
Yep.
These are just a little bit thinner mylar than the other one I just showed you. But again, if it bends real easy and it's real pliable, and especially if it's turned green or has any sticky looking gunk in it, that's PVC. Nasty. Bad. Bad.
Yeah, see.
You want to see what PVC does? Here we go.
I can pull up some proof.
Amber wants to know why you have to use those to send in to be great when you send your coins in to be graded.
Because they like the 2.5s, because of silver dollars and other larger coins, the 2 by 2 flips, the larger coins are harder to get out of them. And they want something that's going to be really easy for them to get the coin out so they can put it in a holder or so they can grade it. Now, this right here is a historic little album. They used to make these, I don't know when, but these are called, I knew what it was called. They're Harco Coin Master album.
Yep. Oh, they're terrible.
Made in Chicago, Illinois. These, they don't make them anymore, but they smell just like a shower curtain, just like Paula was saying. And these things have a tendency to stick. And when you finally get them out, there's little slides, and the coins just go inside pockets in the little slides. And so I'll dump this little coin out because it's totally worthless. And if you can see this, It's got gunk all over it. It's got slime on it. It's green, and I'm gonna wash my hands when I get done with this. But this coin is nasty.
Hmm.
You know what's
Yes,
funny about
yes,
those albums? I purchased a Mercury Dime album with it was that Harco album, and they were all green. All of them.
It's because they get this PVC leaches from the plastic into the coins, and it's just nasty stuff.
Yeah, and you can dig a Mercury Dime out of the ground that's been in there for 40 years, and it'll still look good. You take it out of one of those albums, and it's nasty.
Right.
So another another option for you is to use these. This is archival safe, PVC free, acid free, and they're 20 pocket. All right.
And they're very inexpensive.
Very expensive. You can cut them out yourself if you want, or keep them together. And you can get a binder book like this for a couple bucks, and put them in there. And you can then slide your coins, all of them, and keep them organized by date or however you wish.
Oh, do I see cardboard 2x2s? Oh,
yeah, those are my new ones. I got to replace those. So yeah. Actually, some of my grandfather's collection is like this, and so I need to transfer his coins to New Flip. But
Look at
what I don't like about the mono flip or whatever is the coin isn't centered in it. It just bothers me, and I'm not even normally an OCD person.
That is OCD.
That just bothers me.
That is verifiable right there.
My OCD is tweaking again.
So Chuck asked brought up the point about how we store some coins. So this was the investment I made for my inventory a while back. So these are catalog racks is what these are. So in essence, this one will fit 6 1-inch binders worth of stuff. So, you can take out this, slide them back in, move them about. This is what I use to organize inventory. I have about 10 of them, one for each denomination, and then some for overflow. That was a really good investment. I picked them up when they were on sale. You'll see some dealers have them at shows. I like them for shows too because they're hard to steal out of.
Trey is asking if you need to use PVC-free pages, and my answer would be yes, because not a good idea to be using pages that have PVC in them and go to all the trouble to try to put flips in them that don't have PVC, because that PVC will leach into the plastic of the flips too. It's just altogether bad stuff.
Yeah, speaking of the Horkas, I pulled apart 8 Ike sets, 8 nice Ike sets out of these, and all those proofs were trashed. All those proofs were trashed. So, I mean, I got them for under spot, so it's the only reason why.
Time and energy.
So Chris Hurley has a really good question here. It's off the topic we were just talking about, but in your collective opinions, is olive oil safe to soak to remove gunk on coins?
No.
And I would also say no.
No, because what happens is olive oil soaks down in the surface of that coin and just stays in the surface of that coin, not an original surface now.
Well, not just that, but you don't know what type of organic material is on that coin that might react to.
Actually, that, and also the oil that you're using is organic in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to soak coins in any kind of oil, it would be pure mineral oil, which is mineral based, not organic compound based. So basically, it's based on rocks and not based on plants.
Okay, so CJ's asking about flips versus airtight situations where you'd use one over the other.
I hate airtights, man. I can never get them open.
Yeah, it really begs to differ whether you're a collector or a dealer, or if you're a collector dealer, a vest pocket dealer, go through a lot of inventory or whatever, as to what kind of holder you use. I digress, and I'll back up on the idea of not using stapled 2x2s. That's only for me because I would never even consider selling someone a coin with staples next to it, because they might take it out of the holder the wrong way and it'll scratch the coin. So I remove all doubt when it comes to that. But if you're a collector and you think that that method of storing coins works for you, they're not dangerous to the coins unless you let the staples rust. And even then, only if the staples are really close to the coin does it really make a difference. I would say if you're going to use the stapled 2x2s, you go a denomination or a size above what you collect. So if you're doing dimes, use penny holders. If you collect pennies, use nickel holders. For quarters, use $half holders. That way you can see the edge of the coin in there too, and your staples are not too close to the coin.
I use airtights for my silver rounds and certain, certain things, but that's about it. I don't use them for my regular collection, just rounds and things like that. But
the other thing with airtights as a dealer is airtights are hard to store. Coins and airtights are hard to store.
yeah.
They're clunky. They roll around. This and that. For me at least, if it doesn't come in the airtight, I'm not putting it in airtight.
Well, I have little boxes. I order airtights in little boxes. They come in clear boxes, and it depends on what size you get, but I order them in that. It's a little bit more, but then I can store them in that too. Yeah. But I put them in plastic bags also. I keep them in plastic bags. I don't like the airtights getting scratched.
They make pages for those now too, right? They call them those caps albums and pages.
And if you get the bigger pockets on the ones I was showing, you can put the airtights in there. Some of the things you really need to worry about though are if that airtight if there's any play with that coin, you need to take it out because it's the wrong airtight and you can damage your coin. So don't keep your
they have little spacers.
Yeah.
And a lot of the ones that you can order, they come with different size spacers.
Yeah.
And I like
it. But a lot of dealers will just reuse something that they've tossed in a box and they'll put it in there and you don't realize that there's play in it. And that coin will rub back and forth, and then will eventually get damaged. So
Chuck's got his hand raised.
I have thousands of airtights of all sizes. And I don't even know exactly what to do, where to get rid of them, what to do with them. But
people will buy them if they don't care if they're scratched or not. People will buy them.
A lot of these aren't scratched. There might be a couple of little tiny scratches on them, but they're not damaged per se. These airtights are the ones that came basically in U.S. mint or U.S. Like the gold proof sets, platinum proof sets, and a lot of the foreign countries ship coins in these airtights. And these came from a rather large coin company that they took a lot of inventory out to be graded in NGC or whatever. And I ended up with boxes and boxes of airtights. None of them have any of the foam spacers in them. They're all just plain airtights, but they come in every size from like 1/20th of an ounce all the way up to crown size.
Awesome.
Okay, so I have an email pulled up here from Delicious, I believe. Yes. And she said she posted on Facebook a while back. She said she found one, but the coin is trashed.
Doesn't matter. You still found one.
At 36. Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. A 36 at any grade is a nice find.
Right. Yeah. That's DDO number 1. It's the quote unquote major die for the year.
Yep.
I believe it is. There's some chance that DDO number 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are very similar.
2 doesn't have as much doubling in the motto as 1 does.
Yeah, number 1's a big one. This is the big one.
Number 1's the one that everybody finds more regularly. Number 2 doesn't really have much of any doubling in the motto. So if your word trust is really doubled, then that's number 1.
Nice find.
It is. It's a superb find. Don't see those often.
Hey,
who did that?
It's delicious.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
seen that before. Yeah.
I found one of those one time. I bought a couple rolls of circulated 1936 from a semi-local dealer, and I think I bought 3 rolls of them. And I got to the very last coin in those 3 rolls. Honest to God, the last coin, and it was that. It was DDO number 1, and I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. I wrote a blog about it. I made a video about it. I was so excited. That was one of my favorite cherry picks, if you can call that a cherry pick. I guess I kind of got lucky.
Hey Shay, there's some more emails if you want to.
Yeah,
I had a question. Coin Junkie asked, best long-term storage method for BU rolls.
I guess I'm qualified to speak on this. I use these tubes. This is one of the better ways to do it is with these tubes. The tubes come from a number of different companies. And I found that some tend to work a little bit better with others with regard to the size of the tubes and whether or not the coins will pour out. And then the caps sometimes don't screw on very well for some of the cheaper ones. But Whitman tends to make really good tubes with caps. A type of tube I don't like to use are these older ones. And these older ones, the reason for that is because the top just pulls straight off of them. And some of them have a little J-hook on them where they latch in, but they don't latch in very well. And if you happen to turn a box over for any reason, you're going to be doing 52 coin pickup all over the floor. Another type of tube that works really well, but these are hard to find now because I don't think they make them anymore. But it's another hard tube that has, you can see that the screw cap has little teeth on the sides, little reeds on the side of it, and these work fine too. But I would use tubes unless they're original bank wrap rolls. If they're original bank wrap rolls, of course, you don't want to tear them out of the paper just to store them. I would get quarter tubes or
That's what I do.
a tube that's large enough to fit the roll inside. I actually have one.
Yeah, Blue said that too. I do the same thing. If I have a roll that I don't want to open, I put it in a size larger.
Yeah. Here's a bank wrapped roll of 1950D Lincoln cents that you can see the original roll was right there in the tube. But this is a okay, let me put my eyes on. I've been trying to fool myself into believing I can see without glasses, but I can't. Well, that's a Whitman tube, and it doesn't say what denomination it is. Probably a nickel tube. It may be larger than a nickel tube. This could be a quarter tube. But it fits rather well, and it fits rather loosely inside the tube, and it's just a matter of being able to store it.
Yeah, Chuck, those tubes that you said that had the ridges on with the screw top lids, I have one here. It's G.H. Thompson Enterprises. That's the manufacturer, at least of the one I have.
Amber said that Harris makes them too.
Right, and the one I have here is Tompkin, Mission Hills, California.
I do not like H.E. Harris coin tubes. I always have the issue of them being too small.
That's what this is, and I've had the same problem.
I don't like them. They're just not made right. They'll crack. The coins get stuck in them, and you get a pound or break the tape to get the coins out.
So
I will not
right there.
Tubes too.
Yeah, these BCW tubes, the lids, they'll stay on and they'll screw on, but you can also like keep screwing them, keep turning them. You have to stop at just the right point. But
these little guys, these H.E. Harris tubes, once you get those coins jostled up into a position, they're really hard to get to lay back down again. Because the tubes are actually just a little too small for the coins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not recommending
if anybody likes the square tube Cindelicious, just ask that. Yeah, I do actually. I really prefer these square tubes. They're a little more expensive, but they're nice. They don't roll around. Yeah, I do like the square ones.
I get the square ones for my bigger.
I don't. And the reason for that is, this one is used. Your little tabs are. If I flip this over, see, I'm not up. This will be a good example here. Hold on.
I think we got an email too from someone in chat.
Yes, we're getting emails.
We got a number of emails. I got them loaded up when y'all are ready.
So these ones with the cap, they wear out pretty easy. You flip that over, your coins are out on the ground. Don't like them. So,
Would you say the cap comes off easily? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Doesn't. Not the ones I have.
Mine are tight.
Yeah.
All the ones I have are tight. There's actually a little lip on it that there's a lip on the end of the tube, and there's ridges inside the cap that hold it in place. So
Okay,
Have holes.
everybody be very quiet.
Mine have holes. This like a male female receptacle type thing.
Be very quiet.
Okay.
Did you hear it?
I can do that too.
That's a Numa square.
And the reason why I don't like these square ones is because the ones I use these for, I use them for sorting new cents that come in. So I use them a lot. So I want a tube that's going to hold up a long time, and these don't. Flip it over, top's loose. No, thank you.
I bet you could use one of those heat irons like Chris has and kind of make the end fit better.
The male-female parts wore off. Everything else, just.
I was just asked an interesting question in the chat, so let me go when you have a chance.
From Chris.
Yeah, it was about with regard to do you all consider Limus and Brinks as OBW roles? It seems most Brinks use their services. Most banks use their services nowadays. Okay, I'm a bit of a knowledge person when it comes to bank rolls. Hang on just a second. Let me get you a couple of examples here, if I can find them. I didn't plan on doing this talk, so all right, this guy right here. That guy right there is one of the older original bank wrapped rolls. This one is from 1969. It's from California. This is a 1969 S roll. It's originally wrapped. It has a Bank of America, and it's got a 4-digit telephone number on it. So this is an original older roll, and this is how they did it back in the 50s, 60s. But since then, banks have been going to the armored carriers, and some of the rolls will be marked with a bank name. Most will not be. And this is what they look like. This is an assortment of different ones. You've got Dunbar, you've got Loomis, you've got, and then some of them are just String and Sons wrappers, like this one is just a String and Sons wrapper. These are all bank wrapped rolls. They're all considered bank wrapped rolls when they've been machine wrapped by an original source and the machine wrapping is still tight. Now, let me get back to this 1969S. These coins in here are loose. And the reason that they're loose in here is because they didn't used to wrap these very tightly. And so this is an original bank wrapped roll, but the coins are not tightly wrapped inside like they are with these rolls. So it's just a matter of knowing the age of the roll, what kind of paper they used, and knowing whether or not your ends are originally crimped. It's kind of obvious when you get one that's not original. They look like they've been messed with. That's all I got.
Okay, so I have an email up from Pocket Change Exchange.
That could be a number 8.
So Pocket Change Exchange is asking if this was a D over D over D over D.
I'm not seeing anything.
I don't see anything on this one. You
Well,
get a little bit. It's a 56.
I don't know if he's looking at that little bit on the inside or what he's looking at, but I don't see anything.
I'm not even familiar with one with 4 Ds from 1956 at all.
Yeah, I don't see anything on ordinary. I see a little bit of metal flow out below the D, which is consistent. You have a little bit of flow down underneath your 9 too. So no, I don't see anything on this one.
No. That's definitely not number 8, and that would be the only one I could think it would be.
Did we talk about CJs?
What's CJ got?
2000D, and he says, is this big enough DDR for listing?
Nah, yeah.
Yep.
Sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's enough. The way I've always done it, and the way that Bob and I came up with this back when we first decided to start listing these, is if you can trace a line the distance between the hand and the foot, and if your column bar is at least as long as the distance from the hand to the foot, then you've got one that's listable. And that one's on the margin.
Focused on me.
Yeah, we need to go over to Shay. Hey, Shay, just start making noise. It'll automatically come to you.
Waka waka.
No, it won't.
No, not if he's locked on Jeffrey.
Oh.
There.
Thanks, boys.
All right. Now we're on Shay. Okay. If you look at the distance between the hand and the bottom of the foot, you compare that distance to the length of the doubling in the column. And if the doubling in the column is longer than the distance from the hand to the foot, then I would list it. Otherwise, not.
He says it's not listed anywhere.
Okay. The only exception to that is if you've got a shorter doubling on the column, but you've also got doubled knees or a doubled head or 2 different columns. If you've got more than one pickup point, I'll take a shorter column bar if you've got 2 pickup points or more.
Yeah, this is actually longer than that distance. So cool.
And Mr. Wexler will list these. I don't think Mr. Wiles will. So Wexler will list them. Variety Vista probably will not.
All right.
And for Christine, NF String and Sons rolls are pretty much all they use anymore. So if you're getting Shield Sense and you've got NF String and Sons and they've got shiny coins on both ends, you can assume that the roll is a BU roll. And it's an OBW roll.
I've got the next one from Pocket Change Exchange loaded up. The question is this a DDO? Thank you.
What are we looking at? 58 Lincoln Cent?
58D. Okay.
58D, yeah.
Okay.
Can you go back to the picture with the date? Actually, you can see it on in.
Is this a DDO is kind of an open-ended question. I would prefer that we be asked, does this make it a DDO? Because if she's talking about, or he or she talking about the 8 and the date, that's just a hit on the coin. But if you're asking me, is this a DDO? It's really hard for me to tell because I can't see the whole coin. I can't see everything.
Let me see there.
From what I can see, it appears not to be a DDO.
Yeah, I don't see any signs.
What I think it is an ender, a roll ender with damage from a crimper.
That could very well be.
Yeah, I don't see anything either. Okay.
Okay, I have one pulled up from Rob's Varieties. He's asking, it's a 1969D, and he's asking about the anomaly in the A of America.
Okay.
You can see it briefly there, and there's a close-up.
That's a hit on the coin.
Yeah,
Damage.
that
Yeah,
cuts
it's-
into the coin.
Let's look at the whole coin. Look at that obverse. You can see how it's beat up all over the place. The reverse, the same too. You have nicks, scratches all over the place. I imagine if you looked at this a little different angle, you'd have a little bit of metal push somewhere.
I can see it below the hole, right next to right next to the side of the
Yeah, right here.
push right there.
Yeah, it looks
Remember,
like
your light
a little hump there.
in this particular instance, your light's coming from the bottom of the image because you can see how the rim is lit. And so that means that this is actually a concave thing. It's a hole in the coin, not a bump.
Correct.
And so given that that's a hole in the coin, it could easily have been caused after the strike if you have raised metal around like the edge of a crater. And in this case, you do. It got hit pretty hard to do that, but it did get hit.
We get to Christine already.
Uh-huh. We're getting there. We're almost there.
I think I'm on her first thing here.
Okay. I'm gonna. How do I put something in our group chat? Let's see.
Yeah, we go in order. I think I have Robert's here. Did we talk about this one close AM?
No, we didn't.
And we haven't talked about that.
Okay. The question was, my name is Rob, and I would like to know if you can see on the reverse of the coin the designer's initials and the font type for a close AM. Well, off the bat, I see the A and M are not close to each other, but the question is the font on the designer's initials.
It wouldn't be either.
Yeah.
Here's the deal with that. They changed designs. They didn't change parts of a design. They changed the whole design. So if you've got one pickup point that doesn't match on those, none of them are going to. And the A and the M being split apart like that, and the A of states being perfectly centered between the TAT, tells me this is a white AM design. I don't know the date of the coin, but I'm going to assume it's prior to 1993.
Okay, so Christine.
Did you guys see my chat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Christine, so your photo is just the reverse of a 2019, what was it, Memorial Park? And your question is this worth anything? Is it a W? Is it a P? There's not enough information in that for us to do anything with.
Worth at least 25 cents.
So we just have a reverse on the memorial. So that's on the Memorial Park. So I really can't tell anything from that. So to sum that one up, if it's a P, it's worth a quarter. If it's a W, whatever W's you're going for. If it's a D, it's worth a quarter.
I would imagine by now the W craze is starting to calm down a little bit. I haven't seen as much of it lately now, so
W! Sorry, Shay. I just have to pick on people who do $50.
Nice.
That's funny.
All right, let's see. Pocket change has a matte proof is the question.
Okay, so you're pulling that one, Shay. Okay.
You're already pulling it?
No, if you got it up, I was just going to download photos and move them. But if you got that one, that's fine.
Let me see.
Show me.
Is it matte proof? I'm going to assume it's a Lincoln cent. It's probably a 1915 or 16.
It's a 10.
That's a 10? Okay.
So in the date range. Nice.
No,
Nope.
definitely not proof. That's a very worn and pitted 1910 Lincoln, and the one next to it is worn too.
They're not boxy enough. They're not crisp enough.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell when a coin even this worn is proof. You're not going to be missing details on the coin. Those details on the proofs are so sharp that where like the LI is basically missing off of this, and the B and the E are really soft. That's the result of wear on a coin that already had die wear. And so this is definitely not proof. I can't see the whole thing on the other coin, but it appears just to be another normal 1910.
Yeah, there's 1910s. They were struck really well. Your rims are, in essence, it goes from the surface up, and then those rims are boxy. So those rims actually protect that your rim all the way around because it was well struck. Actually will protect most of your detail too.
And the outside of the rim around along the edge of the coin is going to be basically razor sharp.
Yeah, they call those wire rims, correct?
Sorry, what?
Don't they call those wire rims?
No, that's something that only went with the St. Gaudens Gold.
They generally have
like
texture, appearance too.
It does, but only when
I like to call them. Yeah, I like to call them big and box. That's the terminology I like to use for them, at least.
Square.
Because I jump out at you.
Caprice.
You'll know one if you see one.
Here's a 1910 proof. And you can see how absolutely sharp the inside of the rims are. It's just, oops. See if I can get this to magnify. I can't. Okay, well, that's fine. No magnification available.
Yeah,
However, you can
download
see
them to zoom in.
Yeah, and I'm not going to do that right now, but because these are large images. But you can see how absolutely crisp and sharp the inside of the rim is, and the outside of the edge of the coin is very crisp and sharp, as are all of the details on the coin. And what Paula was talking about, you can see along the left side of the fields over here that they are kind of modeled. It's kind of like I don't know, what would you say? Kind of like
Let's say textured,
like an unfinished granite stone. It's got a very unfinished look to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fine orange peel.
Yeah.
If you see them up close, they look like a fine orange peel is what the surfaces look like.
And you can also see it on the reverse side on this particular coin. You can see it really well next to the T and the E, of 1 cent, over there by the right wheat where it's turned kind of a purplish blue color. You can see that again really well over there.
And Chuck brought up the point about wear. And the reason why you're not going to expect any wear on these is because most of them, there was only, 12 to 1800
not going to
struck?
Yeah, vintages are really...
So those dies are not going to wear like a typical business strike that you see. So in all honesty, from a die trend aspect, you shouldn't see any wear whatsoever.
Right. And for the Lincoln, see that there were 4,083 proofs made that year.
Was there?
Were they all made from the same die pair, Chuck?
Generally, yes. Sometimes they'll have 2 or 3 different die pairs depending on whether or not they decided to switch them out. And a lot of them have the same markers because of the same die. If you look at the coin that I'm presenting right now, you can see some scratches, like die gouges coming out of the G of God and between the D and the we.
And that's what I was getting at. Yeah, the very noticeable die markers.
Yeah, there's also a marker between, it's about halfway between the L of Liberty and the I of N along the rim. It's another one of those scratches that kind of goes in like a pinwheel.
Ken always, if Ken was here, he'd bust out his authoritative reference to these map proofs. So all your die markers are documented on these.
Yeah. And that,
so that's the number one reference if you want to.
There's some of these that have more than one die, some of them that don't. And
Yeah, I forget
the
who
proof
wrote
were
that
made-
book, Chuck.
What's that?
I forget who wrote that book.
Kevin Flynn.
I was gonna say I was gonna say Flynn, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it
it's
was
the
Kevin.
best book if you want to learn about these map proofs.
And from 1909 through 1916, they minted the proofs. All of them have less than a 10,000 mintage. All of them are really, really difficult to find. And all of them, once you see one, they're really kind of obvious that they're different from regular coins. But you have to
Yeah,
see
that's-
one to know, and they're pretty rare. So
How were they
Yeah, that's-
distributed?
the what?
How were they distributed?
The proofs?
Yes.
They were mailed to collectors who asked for them.
So early proofs, they were sold by the coin and not in the set like you see today.
Proof sets started, I think, in 1936 for the most part.
Yes, because that was because they stopped from 16 until, what was it, 36?
Right. Yeah. They stopped because of World War I, basically, and they didn't pick it.
Yeah, and that's
They didn't pick it back up until after the Depression.
yeah, they've forgotten how to mint proof coin. They still haven't learned. But yeah, that's that early map proofs. That's a set I'm getting to put together.
Early map proofs.
Yes, that's
Good luck,
that's
man.
the one set. I got at least 60 years to put the set together, so I'll make it happen.
There you go. Determination. I like that.
Because they're gorgeous. I mean, I haven't owned one, but I've had the chance to hold a few that have been slabbed. They're beautiful coins. I love them. They're bold. They're to the point.
Do we have an email with more pictures?
I am pulling some up more now.
Okay.
You know, while we're doing that, there was a discussion going on in the YouTube chat a while back, and we didn't get to talk about it. There was a bunch of different people asking about certain cleaning methods for coins. One of the things that was brought up was electrolysis.
No.
I
No.
I have tried electrolysis on coins because I'm also a metal detectorist, and I built my own rig and tried it out. And I will say this, it will absolutely ruin any coin that you do it to. There's no doubt about it. Electrolysis, I would recommend using for large iron pieces that you may dig out of the ground, such as an old axe head or something like that you want to, try to restore. But as far as for coins, don't do it. You will destroy the coin. That was right after we were talking about the olive oil soak. I like to soak some of my coins that I find in circulation in acetone. It's another thing I actually can find at the Dollar Tree, so it's relatively cheap, but it's 100% pure acetone. There's nothing else in it.
Not nail polish.
It is sold as nail polish remover, but this one is 100% acetone. There are other nail polish removers that contain other chemicals in them. But the important thing is that when you dry it off, to pat dry the coin. Don't rub it. Don't scratch it or use anything abrasive, obviously. But I do like to soak it, and it's good for that coin we saw earlier with the glue on it or whatever it is. It'll take that off. It'll loosen some dirt and allow that to come off. So it does work. That's about all I do, though.
JC Will said hydrosonic cleaning. What is hydrosonic cleaning? I don't even know what that is.
It's something that's typically done with jewelry. I've had one of those little hypersonic cleaners or whatever you want to call it, and I've tried them. It didn't really work well for me. But basically what it does is it vibrates at a very high pitch, I would say, and it's supposed to shake loose all of the dirt and grime. I didn't really have any success with it, but I could imagine that it would work. As far as damaging a coin or not, I'm not sure.
Same thing, right? Ultrasonic?
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just not sure if it's actually causing any damage to the surface of the coin. So I just don't know on that one. Now,
Okay.
the thing is, you keep in mind, if you're digging coins up out of the ground, I mean, a lot of these methods are used by metal detectorists. If you're digging coins up out of the ground, there's a very good chance that that coin's already damaged anyway. So I'm not sure you're really going to cause any more damage to it. If it's a key date coin or an extremely rare coin, then that's something that you wouldn't want to do that to. But if it's just something you dug up, a silver dollar, common date, and you just want to clean it, I mean, I'm sure those work just fine.
So basically, if there's already no real collector value in the coin, go ahead and do what you want to do with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so the coin said he dug a 1908 SN had set, and he said he soaked it for 6 months, and he just should have left it in a flip.
There you go.
You know, I'm the type of person where I'm not even very favorable for like dipped Morgans and stuff. I'm just not. I just don't like that. I like the natural tone type coins that have, you know, gained their tone, or even if it's a ground coin, I won't clean it. I mean, that's the surface and that's the texture that it got. You know, that's the original surface of the gain from being in the ground or being in a book. So I don't like cleaning of pretty much any sort. Pretty much about the only thing that I've ever agreed with is like the conservation that NGC can do, which takes a long time, and they've been doing it for a long time. Just like all those CREC coins that was PCGS just conserved off the seafloor. So I mean that's acceptable to me, but I don't want that original surface taken.
Well, yeah, conserving is different too.
I don't like acetone. I don't like any of that. Just
Mm-mm.
Now, acetone's not really good for coins. It's not good for copper at all.
I always think it goes back to the same thing. You don't know. It's not necessarily the coin. It's what's on the coin. How's that? Unless you're a, you know, chemist and you know exactly what is on that coin, how it's going to react to whatever you put in it. You know, risking it.
About the only time I'm okay with taking that original surface off is if it doesn't have a date. Like people nick a date, I'm not a big fan of that. But if that's what they want to do to get that date off of that coin,
for their own collection, yeah.
But no nick a dates in terms of me buying them. They go in the no dates.
The image that we're looking at, I'm assuming that's asking a question if it's a wide or a close AM.
So this is from Bill J. Bill J has a couple of things here. He said about the 2000p wide AM.
Mm-hmm. That is not one.
No, you can tell from the spacing between the M and the E, and the, I mean, it's not equal.
Well, that's
and the E and the, I mean,
it's essentially what I was looking at was the fact that it's got a fat A, but the other thing is that the A, the M, and the E all appear to be very close to the field of the coin, meaning that that's had die polishing.
Mm-hmm.
The die polishing will remove the connector that connects the A and the M and leave you with a small space like that. But that doesn't make it wide AM. That just makes the close AM that's had die polishing.
Is that the only picture?
Yeah, for that one. And there's a.
You have to show everybody in chat too. The other diagnostic, like the FG right there. And then the A between the two T's and states.
I only have 2 photos.
So that's far. That's the far initials. That's far FG from the far from the building. So.
And this folks,
close, far, wide, close.
And this is why we ask for photos of both the full obverse and full reverse of the coin. We don't want to have to guess what's going on because we don't know what's on the rest of the coin.
Exactly.
And I do want to add, it is Bill 457, not Bill J.
Yeah, bill 457. My bad. Too many bills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill, you can tell the FG, not only is it far away from the building, but it's also not the correct design style for a while.
Okay. So then he has a 1910 V nickel, and he asks, "Is this the Black Beauty?" No.
Yeah,
Environmental damage.
all of the high points on the coin are the normal color.
Well, Black Beauties didn't come about until the Jefferson nickels of the late 50s. That's where that whole turn planchet issue came in on the nickels.
And this one's just been kind of wiped on the surface so that the top of the device is cleaner.
It was in the ground. You can see it's pitted all over the place. It's a ground coin.
Yeah.
And then his last question is what causes these quarters to get a dark color?
The ground.
Yep. Moisture. Something that was in the ground. Yep. It's all from Bill 457.
All right, I've got a couple.
Yes, Bill 457. There is no center planchets on the V-nickels. It was only it's a couple years in the late 50s for those centered planchets. Sorry for cutting you off, Shay.
No, that's no problem. We have one from Christine, but I replied and let her know that this picture just isn't quite close enough for us to determine if there's anything going on. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I have one from Roadrunner.
Those are the kind of pictures we need right there, Christine.
And this one from Roadrunner is just, well, didn't ask a question. I think he's just showing us what's going on with that 4.
It's normal
Yes,
for
with the
that
4,
year.
that
Took a hit.
What 4 are we talking about? The first one?
the first 4, that's typical die wear for that 44. Those 44s, most 44s that pull are going to have that die wear at the front of the 4.
That's actually not die wear.
Me.
Master die doubling.
Master died. Yeah.
On that first 4?
Yeah, on the first and the second 4. You can see the second 4 has a little split
At
on
the
the
bottom.
left corner of the 4 and the left corner of the stem. That is hub doubling, but it's master die doubling, which means that almost all of the coins minted in 1944 have that same doubling.
What's that mark on the first 4? Right up.
Go up.
Up.
That's probably a hit on the coin.
So the first
It's just
4,
a-
5 to 9. Yeah, it looks like it took a hit right there.
That's
Yeah,
just
it's a hit.
Down, yeah. Oh, am I the only one? Right there. Stop.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, here.
Right there. Stop. Go left.
All right, and then let's see. Do this one.
So I'm pulling pictures for the one pocket change exchange just sent in.
All right, good. Oh, the mint mark variety is what he was asking about. I didn't see anything on the mint mark, but I could show it again.
I see nothing.
I don't either.
So is that pretty common on that 44D, Chuck, that master die doubling?
On most 44s, you'll see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, common. Yeah, it's very, very common.
Okay.
I mean, I can pull out a couple 44s an unk sitting on my desk right now, and you'll see it.
I don't know of any 44s that don't have that.
Okay, so I have this pulled up from Pocket Change Exchange. He says better picks of the RPM.
Still with an RPM.
I don't see anything. I see a regular D.
What date is this again?
56. I don't see any signs of anything else. I see a regular D. You have a little bit of flow, lines on the bottom of that 9, the bottom of the D.
I mean, just as a recommendation, also, if you're looking at RPMs, look at where the mint mark is in relation to the date when you're looking to attribute it.
It's your best die marker right there. I think.
Yeah, I don't see anything on there. That's
I mean, I see a ridge around the top right of the D, but it looks concave to me, and I'm sure it's some sort of damage or deterioration, which may be what that.
It's using more than one light source to take the photo. There's nothing there. That's typical anomaly caused by using more than one light source, and it confuses you into thinking that you've got doubling when you're actually just lighting two sides of a ridge.
It happens a lot.
It does, and people insist that they've got a double die until you tell them to turn one of the lights off.
Or turn the coin.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we have any other topics while we're waiting for more picks?
so there's another 44, and you'll see it.
As long as it has nothing to do with plantain chips.
Get off me about my chips. I'm still eating.
I have a Kennedy. Somebody wants to give me an opinion on it. Jay,
What was that?
you want to look at a Kennedy I have?
Sure.
Worth at least 50 cents.
Shush, I know. They're your favorite. You know it. So I have actually had this for a long time. And I just going through all my old stuff. I turn the light down probably, huh?
Let me see what you got there. Grease.
Greasy.
Just around the tops and the bottom of the date,
Yep.
Yep.
right towards the rim.
Yeah.
Is that typical? I mean, is that common?
I
It's
see quite a few of them. You know, one every couple of thousand coins.
Let's go through a little thinking exercise. What could cause this other than grease? I mean,
And
what
see,
could cause
look at
this?
his head. See
What's
that? Look at the middle of his head.
Yeah. So what else would cause something like this? I mean, what would you think? Maybe an incomplete strike?
Mhm.
Yeah, light strike.
Yeah. Okay. When you have a really light strike, if you're like, for instance, the top of your T and the top of your Y are basically missing,
Mhm.
would not the rim also be missing there? Because the rim happens during the strike, right?
Yeah.
So if you're missing things and you got a complete strike, which is evidenced by the rim, then you can deduce that the missing things were caused by something that was present during the strike and not the strike itself. And so generally that's going to be gunk filling in the die, something viscous or not viscous filling in parts of the die. It could be dirt, grease, grime. It could be pretty much anything.
Slobber.
Yeah. The other thing that is going to really speak out to you when you look at a coin like this from now on, leave it right there. right there. See where the LIB is? See how the field looks kind of fuzzy between the LI and the IB? That's part of your grease too. It's just not taking out any details because there's nothing there for it to take out.
Gotcha.
But your grease is causing that model-looking effect in the field, and it's also taking away the tops of your letters.
Okay. So same thing on the portrait.
Right. So it's not understruck, it's just over dirty.
It's dirty. Ew.
Yeah, the eye was dirty.
I like it though.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say anything else.
You know, and I didn't ask you. I already knew you wouldn't like it.
See the $half top.
That's why I said Shay, because I knew Shay would want to play. Thanks for looking at that, guys.
Send it in, Bill 457. I'll take a look at it. Oh, my phone just dialed Bill.
Say hi for me.
Yeah.
Your phone just called him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Google's very attentive tonight to me, apparently.
That's funny. You can ask him in person.
Okay,
So your number, he'll butt dial you.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
cousin Jeff,
I will admit it.
how about some?
Just so you guys know, if you ever butt dial me, I will listen. I will sit there and listen to it like for days.
Coming from Paula that always tries to accidentally Facebook call you.
That's right. Just so you know, I know that was an accident today. What happened? How did I do that?
So cousin Jeff asks, how about some opinions on scopes and scales to use?
I haven't figured that one out yet. I've been through 3 scales and they've all broken on me.
I have this scope. This is my scope.
Yeah, Shay and Paul have nice scopes I really like.
Yeah.
I just got to fork out the cash for them.
Whole coin with my scope. It's sorry I can't lift it up any higher because I got the cord on these neatly bundled.
I have a Dino Light and I like it, but I really can't support the expense.
That is a new collector.
This Dino Light that I've got doesn't look a whole lot different from your scopes, and this thing costs $650.
I can't.
Holy crap!
Your picture's off, Chuck.
What's that?
Your camera's off.
I know it is.
Oh well, I thought you were trying to show us your Dinoscope.
I can try. It's sitting down here on my messy desk.
Well, I bought this one because I've had 3 prior to this, and I couldn't get the whole coin, and that drove me nuts because I wanted to be able to use it to take photos.
Well, you can change what you're looking at or how much of it you can see just by lifting it up and down on the boom, and that will give you the full coin even at $half size or full dollar.
The scopes that I had, you couldn't at a certain height, you couldn't focus it anymore, so it wouldn't get the whole coin.
Yes, that's the issue I'm having with my cheap Chinese one I bought.
Yeah.
Well, I can focus at any length. The thing I mean, I love this camera. I love it. It's a nice scope. It's a nice camera. But the problem with it is that it's just very expensive. And I didn't actually buy this one. It was given to me as a trial. And I told them that it was a great piece of equipment if they could ever get their price down. And they said, to what? And I said, about a third what it is. You know, $100 to $200 is all people are going to spend on a scope like this at the most.
Yeah. Well, what were these, Shay? Like $60, $70, something like that?
She has his mic off.
Oh, well, and it comes with all kinds of nifty little, I'll show you.
Yeah, I got it. I think I got it on sale from somewhere between $60 and $70.
So this is the camera. I mean, this is the microscope, Optitech. And it comes with fun little things. Like, I don't know, what do you do with that? Or
I refuse to get myself in trouble with any comments.
Or that. And then there's this long plastic thing that I don't even know what you're supposed to do with that. But I think it's for like ears and eyes, or I don't know. But it's cool, and I love it, and I've had no problems with it, and it takes great pictures and everything, and I've been very happy with it. Very happy.
Well, it's like I said, I really like what
I'm
I've
gonna
got,
send
but it's just really expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's all different, and I've seen people that, can I make it full screen? Me, Amber? I don't know what you're asking. Are you asking me to show you my? I just like good life. Can you make it full screen? What's she asking? What do you like? You must. Is this an inside joke?
No.
An inside Charlie's Angels joke?
Nope, has nothing to do with me.
Yes, it's only in the corner. Oh, my microscope. Oh, right here. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. None. What do you laugh? You've got. I'm gonna leave. Just kidding. Microscope. So she's saying she doesn't want to look at my face anymore. Okay. Hang on. Let me unlock it.
The scale I got from Ken is held up for a good while now.
Well, shoot. I don't know. I'm not sure what she's asking. If she wants to see my microscope.
Yeah, just like that. You just got to be careful taking that when you go out driving. Cops think it's for something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I buy these on eBay. This is my second or third one. They last a little while. It was $6 sent right to my house. They're cheap Chinese scales. What's that?
Oh, Amber, I'm saying that your
I think what she's wanting, Amber, is
my face.
change your camera so that the camera is more on you. There you go. Now show it to her.
Oh, hang on.
Because before, when you were showing it, it was only showing up.
Face? She wants to see the microscope. She wants to see my face. Oops.
Optitech.
Straighten it out there. Got it?
Yes, I mean that scoop I bought from Ken has lasted a long time.
Yeah, like I was saying, I mean, people buy the cheaper ones and they love them, you know. So
I sent some pictures in an email. I have 2 different scopes I use, and I sent some pictures just to show what type of images I can get from those. I don't know if anybody saw that email yet.
Let me take a look.
I got one from Bill 457, but let me see what you got.
Oh, 45.
If we could do a contest to see who has the messiest desk.
Well, mine's getting there. It was clean, but now I'm like.
I'd feel ashamed to show off how messy my desk is.
I have no shame. I have no shame.
I do. It's bad.
That's the microscope I usually use.
That's for like medical stuff.
Well, yeah, but
that's a serious toy right there.
You can find those used at a pretty decent price.
I actually have 2 monitors. Now I'm getting ready to move to 4 monitors.
Wow.
And that's the tour of the
Shay, are you pulling
everybody sees back here and
first or second?
You see my TV and my inventory, my posters hanging and everything. I look nice and clean.
Yes.
But, man, I got a really messy desk.
My desk is usually a mess, but my house is for sale right now, so I've been trying to keep it as clean as possible.
Your treehouse? Your treehouse?
Yeah, my tree house. And thanks to that tree, the entire house has been remodeled. So there was over $140,000 worth of damage done to my home by an oak tree. So, okay, so Shay has the images up here right now. This image is really zoomed in. I'm not sure what it's at. Maybe 100 times, 200 times. I'm not sure. But this is a cheap scope that my son bought on Amazon. The brand is Innolife, Innolife. I think he paid $15 for it. And unfortunately, I can only have this scope at one level. So every image I take with this scope is going to be at this zoom magnification. But I do like it because if you could go to the other image, Shay, this is my other scope. It's VHO Discovery. My wife bought it for me when I first started doing this. She got it from QVC, so she overpaid for it. But this is the scope I use for everyday coin roll hunting. Every coin goes under this scope, front and back, and if I see anything out of the ordinary at all, I then place it under the other scope. What I like about this one is the fact that I can actually raise it and take full coin shots with it. So I'm able to adjust my zoom and my height to take full coin shots. I have found, though, that it's just easier to take full coin shots with my iPhone. So I use my iPhone and 2 microscopes to take all of the pictures that I need. So that's what I use. And as far as scales, one thing we forgot to mention, I mean, I don't think the brand of scale is as important as the type of scale that you get. Make sure it reads to the hundredths place. So that's 2 decimal to the right, 2 decimal points. Like I said, this is $6 from eBay.
Yeah, mine goes to 3.
Exactly.
Mine goes to 3.
I mean, most of the cheap ones do go to 3 decimal places.
3 places? I was shopping scales today and I only found that it go to 2. I didn't see it at 3.
I'm gonna have to leave.
Mine goes to microns, okay?
Bill 457 is asking about what's going on with this coin. And let me make sure that was his question. What type of errors is? I think I'm going to just say, starting off, that it's off center.
What's the other side?
That could very well be a misaligned die. I would. What does the other side look like? People, you can't diagnose this stuff without. Here we go.
Misaligned die.
It's misaligned obverse die. You can tell because the reverse looks normal.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. That was so funny.
I try not to cherish moments like that, but I can't help it.
Oh God, I enjoyed that. I really did.
Still looking for my damned ramp.
Your Duran.
My damned ramp. I have a little ramp I used to take coins
It's underneath my desk.
My ramp is?
In my desk. Oh my God.
Is that bag bomb?
We should compare our areas.
What? He has bag bomb. I love bag bomb.
There we go.
Bag
Or
bomb.
utter butter. That was
What,
bag bomb or utter butter. Which one was it, Shay?
Which one?
That green one there.
That's bag bomb.
My dad was holding on to pennies, and he gave it to me. He's like, "Here, search my change." And I was so happy. Now I keep all my throwaway wheats in here because it's green. It's searched wheat, so you do not want these wheats.
I don't know. They go pretty nicely with the other 30,000 I have.
Yeah. But yeah, I badly need a bookshelf.
Oh.
Isn't
I
that horrible?
badly need somebody to come in here and organize this place.
Remember how my books were always falling down? Ken's genius. Look
What's
at what I did.
What'd you say?
Change my camera view here. I'll show you.
I think we're losing one.
We're always falling down. Look.
I'm looking.
Look at my bookends.
Oh.
Look. I'm a genius. Bookends.
Bookends. There you go.
What kind of jar is that? Is that a peanut jar?
That one's a peanut. Yeah, that's a peanut butter. I don't know what the other one is. The other one is stretch cords. I don't know.
Okay, so I got
Plastic? Don't look at me.
the most unusual eBay message ever.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
This person purchased a bank-wrapped original roll of 1998p Lincoln Cents from me. I shipped it to them. They got it, and I heard nothing for a couple of weeks. I get a message from them asking, are these coins actually genuine? Because when I go to polish them, they keep turning silver.
Oh.
And I'm like, wait a minute, really? Are you serious?
Somebody's trolling you.
And I sent a message back and I said, yes, they're genuine. They're all made of zinc and they're bathed in copper. Reply was, well, yeah, but when I usually polish the coins, the silver doesn't show through.
Silver.
And I'm like, well,
Stop polishing your
yeah,
coins.
you know what? You should probably just put them back in the tube and return them to me, and I'll give you your money back because you're not smart enough to own coins.
Oh.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I don't know. She's laughing pretty hard. It wasn't him, was it? Was it him?
No, it wasn't me. No.
If it was Shay, I'm going to go to Texas and pick up everything he owns.
Yeah.
Bring it back to me to protect it. I'm like, dude, I'm going to block you as a bidder because I don't want you buying my stuff just to screw it up. I mean, really, I'm a little more of a preservationist than that, you know? I mean, I take pride in the fact that I've got nice bank wrapped rolls. And then when you ask me if these coins are actually real, because when you polish them, they turn silver, are you serious?
Oh my gosh.
But I was gobstopped. I had no idea how to answer the question.
That was perfect.
I couldn't have done a better job, I'm sure. That was a Chuck answer.
Oh
I
my
still
God.
can't find my ramp.
That was perfect. That poor person.
I'm downloading the Cones images. Be just a minute. He sent quite a few. Did we already show trays?
I'm pulling up trays right now.
The cone's probably going to ask for some of the same things that he's already showed me, but I'll be quiet if they're the same pictures.
What's the safest way to clean dabs off a coin?
How exactly does PayPal do a security check on a person and hold their money for 72 hours?
Oh, I know. Doesn't that drive you crazy?
What?
Did a security check on me when I first went in the Air Force, and it took them about 6 months.
PayPal did a security check on you?
They do it on.
Background investigation.
They do it randomly on people that send you money. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I get that happens to anybody that uses a different payment method through PayPal. I don't know what it does, but sometimes it could be anybody. All of a sudden, they're holding the payment for 2 days.
I don't think I've ever had the issue of them holding payments.
Even though that person's paid me, 10 times before, all of a sudden one of their payments is held.
And you said it's just random, like
Yeah.
an audit?
Yeah, like a couple, like I don't know, 4 weeks ago, they held one of Ken's payments.
Well, that we are talking about Ken.
Yeah, but he's bought so many coins.
Shay, are you able to pull trays?
Yeah.
And I can't get them to pull out right.
Here, let me throw those up, and then I'll throw the cones up.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love my bookends. I'll be right back.
These are trays, and he said 1942 S War Nickel. Is this real toning or artificial toning?
That's typical
It's
toning on a war nickel.
I wouldn't really call that toning at all, personally.
No, it's just circulation. That's what color finger oils make those coins.
All right, and then we've got the cones.
Not a double die. Is that the question?
Let me see if he posted a question.
Trey's saying that nickel is like a yellowish color in real life, or in person. I'm sorry.
I don't see anything that would make it the 1917 DDO.
Looks like flattened devices to me.
Yeah.
Circulation. Circulation did that.
Sorry, Cone. Keep on searching, buddy. All right. I think
The cone, it only takes me 2 seconds because I've been doing this for 42 years.
Okay, so I'll have one up here for Pocket Change Exchange. Because I had a few errors in the spot I think are double die odd versus thanks for your patience. Give me a second to pull those. Okay.
Well, looks like damage to me.
I don't see nothing yet. Am I looking at Jeff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeffrey.
And what are we asking about?
He said he added a few errors and arrows and spots that you think are DDOs.
So go back to that first picture.
Do we not have the full coin?
Those other photos, I just haven't got to them yet.
It's a what? Oh, there are other pictures? Okay.
Yes, there's quite a few photos.
That's all just hit the coin. So it's a 52. The thing on the bottom of the 2 is normal. That's just part of the design. And the 5 is
The
all
whole obverse. So he's putting there's like that forehead there.
It says he thought it might just be flattened devices, but he saw the knocks in the 9, but it's not there as prominent as it should be. What you're seeing is very common for 1952 cents. I can't
The cone was
necessarily
talking about his
exactly
thing.
what it is, but it's very common.
I think the cone's talking about his coin.
The cone was talking about his.
Oh,
This is from Pocket Change Exchange.
I guess I need to learn how to pay attention.
I don't see anything. Nobody MD. That's really about it.
Well, that on the forehead, it's not machine doubling, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. And it's only common on the 1952s.
Is it?
I think it had something to do with the reduction from the Hanveer lathe when they were doing the reduction of the design from the Galvano. And something skipped and actually caused the forehead to start recutting. I'm not exactly sure, but that's what I think it may be. And 1952 is the only year where I see those.
They didn't re-engrave those, did they?
No. No, they didn't bother re-engraving dies back then.
When was there? I know there's a couple years. Is it in the 60s that a couple years they did that, like around the tie and.
A couple of years they did what?
They re-engraved like around the tie and.
Oh, okay. There were
I
trenches.
remember reading something about that.
Did trenches dug into the edge around the edge of the Lincoln bust on the hubs from about 1936 through about 1943.
Oh, okay.
And then the other thing, the bow tie was re-engraved on some of the hubs for 1971.
Okay.
They did that to some Jefferson nickels as well.
Yeah, I remember reading that too. That they did that. The ponytail and was it the ponytail that they did that too? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Blues, you can take the focus off of me now.
Jeff is getting a complex.
Yeah, that's all the emails I have.
That's it.
Okay, I'm going to try to do this, but I'm not exactly sure how well it's going to work. I'm going to try to show my camera. Let's see, try to show my microscope and see. I'm not getting a really good look at it. Try. See.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about your card, the piece of furniture behind you. Is that for coins?
That's for coins.
Yeah, you missed it Tuesday. He took a drawer out and showed it.
Oh, he did?
I really wish I could get this thing to show real
They're
well.
also, they're like double rows in each drawer of
Shay.
storage boxes
Yeah.
of coins.
Shay,
Yeah.
that's called the Daughtry decimal system.
So here's my scope.
Nice.
You see that I have a coin set underneath it on it's a little index card ramp that I built that curves up, and then it's got a little piece of mat board, and the coin's sitting on top of the mat board.
So it's tilted?
Yeah, so it's tilted toward my little light, and this is it's a Echo Light 150. It's a dual fiber optic light guide, and I have a little coin tube that I've taken apart at the ends, and I've put electrical tape around it so that it blacks out the top of it, so that I can show diffused light toward the coin, because you see how harsh the light is there.
Yeah.
And then now when I put this on there, it diffuses that light that you're seeing. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to full room view here on my makeshift camera thing, and I'm going to whip out of my pocket here the handy dandy cell phone, and I'm going to show you live what this does. I go to my camera app here, and I'm going to look through my microscope with my phone, and then I'm going to snap a picture, and then I'm going to show you the picture. There you go.
Oh, nice.
A little bit of a glare, but you can see that it's a pretty nice sharp picture. And that's what I can do using my cell phone and my microscope with my light.
Very nice.
Fancy.
And I also have, it's in the, but I also have a little pocket camera that uses these SD cards, this little guy like this, and you put it inside the camera. It's a Nikon Coolpix, and I can hold it right up to the eyepiece of the microscope and take a picture through the microscope that way. And it's a lot less about your microscope. It's a lot less about your camera, and it's a lot more about your lighting. This lighting is $500. It doesn't come cheap, and it's perfect for doing this sort of thing. And that's why I get the image quality that I get. Let's see. I'm going to try to upload this to my photos in Google so I can show you guys full screen what this picture looks like. It's nice and clear, but you're seeing exactly what took the picture right there. Now let's see if I can find the picture.
Some of the world's best engineers are potheads and coin collectors.
What if I'm both?
Woo!
Then you're just on another level.
That's right.
Whole nutta.
I'm working at a whole nother level.
Whole nubba level.
Okay, now I'm going to share my other screen and show you the photo I just took. It's a little tiny bit fuzzy, but that's because, well, I did it live. If I had taken my time, I'd have gotten a much clearer photo.
Well,
That's 1963D double dial verse number 1. Has the extra center of the 3 inside the lower part of the 3. So that's what I got, and I'm going to leave this up while I readjust my monitor.
I am definitely going to work on my lighting.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. It really does. And your camera really doesn't matter. Your scope really doesn't matter. It's your lighting that's going to make the big difference in how your images come out. All right, let me see if I did that right. Hey, here I am. Now you can see a little bit more of my door now because my monitor still is not cranked around to its full and upright position. And we're still looking at Jeffrey, are we? No? No, I'm actually.
No, we're looking at you.
I'm looking at Jeffrey. There we go. And okay, so beyond the fact that I have a cereal bowl back here, you want to see how I do my inventory. This is one of those drawers, and this is how everything is inside that drawer. And every coin has a number, and those numbers correspond to spreadsheets that I have elsewhere. So I can go to a spreadsheet and sort it by date and mint, find a coin I want, and then just go to that number in the drawer, and there it is.
Like I said, the Daughtry decimal system.
I am not working.
Here, folks.
So, Shay, this is what you got to do when you have thousands and thousands of coins.
Yeah.
There's just no better way of doing it. I used to keep everything by date and mint mark, but then it was so hard for me to go through 25 brown uncirculated 1909 VDBs and find the one that this person bought. It needed to have some sort of an inventory number on it. So once I figured out that the coins needed inventory numbers, they needed individual inventory numbers, I stopped concerning with myself with the idea of putting them in order by date and mint, because then the inventory numbers were harder to find. Let's say I wanted to pull out all the coins I took pictures of yesterday. Well, I wouldn't know if I'd already separated all of them. So I just put them in order by when they were entered in inventory. And I can't tell you what's in this drawer. I have no idea without looking at my spreadsheet.
What's written on those little papers you have sticking up? Are those dates?
So yeah, these are the here.
Date of entry?
Yeah. And so I've got a code that I use on this. And what does this one say? 628-100. 628-100 basically means that I put these coins into inventory on June 28th of last year, and this is from coin number 100 up. So this one right here should be 628-100. If I haven't sold it, it would be 628-101. This is 628-101. And I still can't tell you what it is unless I look at the coin or look at my spreadsheets. And that's how I do it. Not really a mystery to it, but it's definitely something that you have to have a system. If you don't have a system, you can very quickly become overcome by your coins. Did my camera just quit working?
No.
Nope.
No. That's weird. I have a black box where my name is, and it says you.
You.
It's
You.
showing me a black box on the bottom of my screen too, but I see you fine.
Oh, you know why? It's because I'm actually looking at myself now. If I click on somebody else, my camera picture will come back. I got it.
Blue's coin says his mind is blown.
Mind is blown. Yeah.
So how about mint sets and proof sets? Do you have any that you store?
Not really. I generally do individual coins, but for mint sets and proof sets, I take roll boxes, and I take the dividers out of roll boxes and use those to store the larger stuff. And then what else? Oh, these little drawers like this that you can get from Walmart, they hold 4 across boxes, the single row boxes, really well. And so I've got this for other things. This is my gem stock inventory of gem condition memorial cents. And the reason there's a DV2 on the front of this is because I used to hold my die variety inventory in this until I moved to the card file, because these things quickly became too small for me.
So the better inventory is in a box, or does it matter? I mean, do you
What, better inventory?
well, like higher MS grades?
Oh, no, the gem stock inventory that's basically something that I do. I carry like a 1962 Lincoln Cent in gem condition. I don't put a specific number on it because they're worth $1.50.
Yeah.
So I just pull them out of the drawer over here when I sell them. So I've got them by quantity. But the coins in the cabinet back here, those are all the higher value coins. So they're all the ones that they're from like $5 up to hundreds of dollars a piece, and those are the ones that I have numbers on that I sell as individual coins, that if you go to my website and you bring up a coin, it'll show you that number.
So,
And that number is how I go back and pull my inventory.
okay. So you just have to go use your spreadsheet, pull your coins, and then send them off to whoever bought them all.
Well, actually, I don't have to use the spreadsheet when you order from me, because when you order from me, I get those numbers on the picking order.
Nice.
So all I have to do is use your order form to pick it directly out of the inventory.
Cool.
And then I take those line numbers from my spreadsheet and move them into a sold spreadsheet and mark who I sold them to, when I sold them, when I sent them a message, when they replied to the message, the tracking number, their email address, all of that.
How have you ever made any mistakes in sending the wrong coin?
Oh yeah, I've done that before. I mean, everybody does.
I was just curious if you look at each coin before you ship it off, just to double check. Or
a lot of times I do, but sometimes I get in a hurry and it gets ahead of me, and I just, sometimes I miss one.
yeah, it's like sometimes you decide to spend more time, logging the coin and putting it in inventory to make sure it's absolutely that coin, and then later you can kind of trust it. But yeah, I just
right. And then my rolls.
Bill.
My rolls are a completely different story. My rolls are a totally different story. I've got those stored in boxes by quantity. And that's basically it.
Nice.
Hey,
Didn't work there,
hey,
Paul.
I didn't even know that.
Hey, Chuck, you want to talk about that 72 plant you sold the other night?
No? Do I have to?
Yeah.
I had I guess I'll bring it up on screen now that people are talking about it.
Paula, can you show the saddle? Is there something underneath that?
Under the saddle?
Yeah, just do a close up right underneath the saddle. I thought I saw a little something there, but maybe not. I don't know. No, never mind. Okay. You always want to check there, though.
Okie dokie.
Okay, the coin.
That's fine.
This was embarrassing.
After I did it last week.
I sold this coin.
Not as embarrassing as it would have been had you not seen it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. I was selling this coin. So I had gone through the inventory and I pulled this coin out to sell it. And I figured, well, that'd be a nice, cool coin for somebody to own for $1 or $2. So I marked it as a clip and I put it up for $1. It's got some nice toning on it. And so I was going to show the nice toning on it. I stuck it under the dyno light and boom, that's a double die. That's DDO number 3. Oh, well, now it's a clip and a double die. It sold for a lot more than $1.
A lot more.
Yeah.
But that was one of those, oh, hey, minutes. Like, I didn't do my job here, so somebody picked me out of this. But if you look at the photograph, you can see clearly that In God is doubled. And I don't know why I did not see that. I took the photo, I edited the photo, I put the coin in the holder, I put it up for sale, and didn't notice until I had it up for sale that it was a double die.
I think you recovered nicely from it, though.
I think you did.
Oh yeah, I mean I recovered very well, but it was an embarrassing moment that some people call me like one of the kings of Lincoln cents, and here I am selling a Lincoln cent that I don't have a clue what it is.
Well, it's kind of like the time Robert Lawson sold, what was it, a 43? I think that was a 43S.
Yeah.
On a quarter, double die quarter.
Yep.
Which is a big price difference between the 43 and the 43S. Double die obverse quarter. Hundreds of dollars difference between the two.
I'll tell anyone who has a plan of breaking in and grabbing my coin thing over here. Empty. This cabinet weighs about 350 pounds. Full, I have no clue what it weighs.
Bring your friends.
Yes. You're going to need a lot of friends, and you're going to have to dig for a long time. Probably a lot longer than it'll take me to get my gun. Find the good coins, because the good ones are very craftily buried underneath a bunch of junk. If you've ever seen the condition of my office on any given day, you're going to have to spend hours and hours to clean this office out. And my wife would probably thank you for it.
If you really want to foot up, you have to make sure you take a windshield wiper with you.
That's right.
That'll get you a foot up if you're trying to go do something.
That's exactly. You've got a windshield wiper with you. My dog will eat your face off.
Eat your face off.
Oh, yeah. Penny Parent says use the same spreadsheet you do. Do you share that?
Yeah, she works with me on my coins and uses it for her own too, because she noticed how nice it is, how easy it is to use. And so I shared it with her, and that was so that she could enter my stuff into inventory as she was going through it, because she loves identifying die varieties. Mm-hmm. She is a total glutton for punishment, but I found her first. And I send boxes of coins to her that she goes through. In fact, I send boxes to all 3 of my people, and they go through them and find all the goodies in them and put them in inventory for me.
Nice.
I've got, I don't know, probably over 4,000 coins listed in inventory right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in the process of switching all the flips now. I took about a 3-month break from doing shows. Basically organized most inventory I have.
There's my box.
I found some nice stuff that was just hiding all over the place.
I am in organized chaos right now. So I've stepped up from just complete chaos to now it's organized chaos. So that's a step in the right direction.
That's my box of flips that I opened about a week ago.
Yep. I can believe it. I need to order another 3 boxes of flips.
I order mine 4 boxes at a time, and they cost almost a little more than $300.
I think last time I was getting them close to 50, 55 a box, I thought.
Well,
Maybe closer to 60, I think.
it's been a while since we got an email. I think I'm going to retire
Okay.
for the evening.
Just for the evening?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
$50 tomorrow.
I'm leaving for California, Shay, on Saturday, so I won't be in. I'm going to be slacking again on my mod duty. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. We got no worries. You do your thing. We got some folks that have really stepped up and always.
If my aunt like gets bored or whatever and starts watching like the TV she usually does, then I'll probably be able to pop in. I just wanted to let you know.
All right. Well, yeah, I think all of us are going to head out of here. Blues is closing down the bar and putting on the last song.
Okie dokie.
Somebody's
You don't have
flipping
to go
lights
home.
on and off.
Can't stay here.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right. See you guys. Take care. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Bye.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks, folks. See you later.
Yep. See you guys.